Cyrus, continue. What were you saying?
I was saying that I heard you guys. Look how happy Varun Thakur. Varun Thakur ना मंदिर गया राजस्थान में, हम काम कर रहे थे, सबने अलग अलग मन्नत मांगे। ठाकुर का था, ठाकुर और मेरी बीवी का सेम है प्रे, कि कहीं भी कोई भी कॉम्प्लीमेंट हो मेरे तक पहुंच जाए बस। पब्लिकली लोग,
इसलिए
no, I'm saying you guys were killing it with your podcast all over the world, bro.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Really appreciate the endorsement.
Thanks, man.
Look at him. Say thank you, bro. Thank you. We are just vessels, you know. We are vessels. He speaks through us.
We have strategically eliminated our fourth person, who again is not here, guys. He is busy.
Yeah.
We are shooting this in the afternoon. He is not here. But now, don't worry. The fourth window is in the hands of a very capable person. Welcome, Cyrus.
Thanks, guys. It's so much fun to see you all, man. Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali, buddy.
सब बड़े मतलब चमकीले लग रहे हैं, considering internal organs तो बंद हो गए हैं।
Bro, खत्म। नया liver चाहिए, नया गला चाहिए, नया नाक चाहिए, because I think all senses have been attacked.
मैं तो हर 4 मिनट ऐसे ही लेट जाता हूँ। It's just like I just die and then I come back up, crawl and then get back into order.
To the amount of sugar that has gone inside.
Oh God.
Bro, every Kaju Katli I ate, na, I was like last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's lying around. Yeah, and it's just like around.
Oh, you mean like you're saying this will be the last Kaju Katli, or this will be your last Kaju Katli for like after this you're dead?
Both, bro.
Once the diabetes sets in.
And then every 11 minutes.
इसके बाद artery clog होता है.
Correct. You know the last one, the doctor said कि ये आपकी आखिरी कतली का नाम ही काजू कतली है.
Sir, your arteries have a capacity of only 456 Kaju Katlis. After that, you're done, sir.
That's why it's now going to be renamed to Kaju Katl, not Katli.
In the dessert world, Kaju Katli must be the serial killers.
Yeah,
the Zodiac killer who never gets caught out or anything with the triangle.
It's also got that very knife-looking shape.
Yeah, it takes a run up and stabs your laddu to death.
Yeah. Also, ऊपर से silver है, so it's like nice and proper dagger type.
तो कभी भी प्लेट में देखेगा अगर लड्डू और काजू कतली बैठे हैं तो लड्डू बिखर चुका होता है, क्योंकि कतली ने उसको मार के उसकी इमोशनली डिस्ट्रॉय कर दिया है। मैं ये करता हूँ। फिर अच्छा सच बताओ, बीच पार्टियों में ये भी नहीं होता है तुम लोगों के साथ कि यू लाइक व्हाई एम आई हियर, आई डोंट इवन लाइक पीपल, आई जस्ट वांट टू गो होम, but then the leaving is like a 1 hour process, no?
Yeah. Okay, guys, chalo, see you.
Yeah.
And then one last conversation.
4 hours later, bro.
Yeah.
I have come back from one of the parties saying I am done, woken up as if somebody is hammering the back of my head with the biggest sledgehammer non-stop.
No, that was Kautuk and me trying to make you enter the room.
Bro, मैं नाश्ते में कॉम्बी फ्लैम खाया हूँ, लंच में सैरेडॉन और इवनिंग स्नैक्स के लिए एडविल, फिर जाके जिंदा हुआ। एंड अ नॉर्मल पर्सन वुड स्लीप, बट नहीं, प्रॉमिस किया था कि इधर और जाना है वापस।
बिल्कुल। और फिर वो यू हैव दैट हॉरिबल कन्वर्सेशन विद योरसेल्फ आल्सो कि तेरा कुछ नहीं होगा।
हाँ, कुछ नहीं होगा।
हर बार यही करता है, 1 महीना और चला गया है। तेरी
प्रोडक्टिविटी जीरो है। I'm not thinking in my head. I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm saying those things कि अबे सुधर जा, क्या कर।
As you're getting ready for the next party.
Yeah. And then I'm anxious. मेरे को तो एंजाइटी होती है कि मैं रात के कुछ 2 बजे ना मैं सोचता हूँ अब मुझे घर जाके इस कुर्ते से निकलना पड़ेगा। और वो एक that's like wrestling that's a nature documentary. छोड़ दे, like just roaming around with your arms up trying to get out of that shit with sweat.
Why is it so tough to get out of it, bro?
I have no idea, bro.
It's just impossible. I'm always scared that I'm going to tear it.
It tears. And then like मैं मोटा हो गया हूँ, मेरा कुछ नहीं हो सकता, and you're breathing heavy and it's choking you. It's like a wrestle, man. It's like
there's a tear that you hear that you can never find. It's
wow. Kautuk, you're a poet. Yeah, there's one.
Yeah.
And then you're like अंदर से इसकी फट गई है साले की, इसकी भी फट गई है, मैं भी मर चुका हूँ, कुर्ते की भी यही हालत हो चुकी है। But tell me, do you guys before we make even more noise, like how many? If I went to like 7 places, okay, but I have only 3 kurtas. So
yes.
भाड़े पे लेने का ब्रो, भाड़े पे।
Oh really?
मैं भाड़े पे लेता हूँ।
ठाकुर मैं साहूकार के आ गया ठाकुर।
नहीं भाड़ा मतलब पैसा देके ब्रो, कोई स्पॉन्सर नहीं कर रहा है। मतलब नया कुर्ता
it's not like अरे मैं मनियावर पे पोस्ट करूंगा।
But I am certain that this must be a thing कि Amazon से लोग खरीदते हैं, then the day after Diwali there's one full return, मजा नहीं आया, size में नहीं है।
I did not like the fit.
And yeah, did not like the fit, but the kurta smells like the last 3 days.
Yeah, and
You
so
know?
hundreds of people getting new merchandise.
Yeah.
ये यार ये वरुण ठाकुर की तरह स्मेल आ रहा है
Yeah.
मैं Amazon से कुर्ते नहीं ले रहा.
चल मिंत्रा
But मुझे आया है.
Myntra.
I've ordered something new and it smelled of something, and I was like, ये
Yeah.
कमीना साला इसने
Dude,
अपनी पूरी
there was a
चीज़-
point. I think this was with Cyrus only. We were and one of our like co-actors was going into this whole conspiracy theory where he thought the istri wala had been wearing his shirts and then returning. तो वो धुल के इस्त्री वाले के पास जाते थे.
That's
And
only
one day
one way to verify.
he's sitting in his car and he sees the istri wala walking in a shirt that's very similar to his really unique shirt.
Who's this?
I think I don't know. That's why I don't want to say confirmed because it
बोल दे
was
क्या है वो क्या होगा?
हाँ,
No,
I think
रणवीर शोरी.
and we were laughing a lot. It was like one of those 2 o'clock at night. I think it was Ranveer or somebody
है ना?
saying,
मेरे कपड़े तो
"ये
उतने
मेरा
बुरे थे
shirt
कोई नहीं
है."
पहन सकता. I was wearing a skirt and a cap and all. मेरे कौन पहन के घूमेगा?
इस्त्री
नहीं.
वाला भी बोल रहा है सर ये आपको थोड़ा चेंज करना चाहिए. Should go for a makeover.
But it's quite sad because as a clothes therapist, clothes must be feeling like completely fucked in life, no? कि मैं किसका हूँ? मैं कहीं का नहीं होगा. एक शाम इसके साथ किसी और के साथ पसीने
Bro,
लगे.
imagine what Zara clothes feel like because सब लोग Zara से वही स्कैम चला रहा है अभी तक, ठीक है?
Yeah.
नो 28 दिन तक तुम रिटर्न कर सकते हो, ऐसे कुछ तो है.
सोच.
तो सब पहन रहे हैं, ये पहन के टैग ऐसे छुपा रहे हैं, फिर जाके नहीं मजा नहीं आया, ले लो वापस.
वो तो हर स्टाइलिस्ट की कहानी है ना. Don't remove the tag.
Don't remove the tag.
वो घोड़ा बन के मेरे पीठ पे बैठा हुआ है.
मैंने एक बार करा था ना, एक शूट करा था, ठीक है, and I was really fried with the entire production. और स्टाइलिस्ट ने बोला no you can't have the tag, ना तो production will have to pay. मैं बोला cool.
Nice. But now they figure out that interlocking machine, na, which they sort of burn and figure out. Indians, you can't trust all this shit.
मैं तो पूरा फाड़ के
अपना
चांस ही नहीं है.
अलग स्टाइलिस्ट स्लमडॉग मिलियनेयर चल रहा है स्टाइलिस्ट का.
Seriously, guys. तो ये अभी तक हुआ है और मैं अश्लील फोटोएं ले चुका हूँ और मैंने ये भी रियलाइज किया इस दिवाली के जो भी फोटो वो सेल्फी लेता है उसकी शक्ल बदशक्ल लगने वाली है. तो हर फोटो
वो
में
सबसे आगे है ना, ऐसे डबल
Distorted.
चिन, बड़ा फेस.
I checked my head. I'm like, has my head expanded? Because it's just bigger than everyone. Everyone looks small and like normal.
No,
And
because
the virtual being the
you're-
tall person, you're always up
Yeah.
ahead taking that fucking selfie.
You're
So
the
you
selfie
are
stick.
ऐसे
Yeah.
prominent and
वो
बाकी
तो
सब
है.
ऐसे छोटे.
वही है. So I'm now
because you're
deciding
putting
that-
it on that 0.5 lens. So the 0.5 lens when you go towards the corner, or because you're relegated to the corner of the frame, तो उसमें it stretches your face even more. That
Wow,
lens.
fuck, already bad enough.
Oh.
Man. उसके ऊपर ये भी है. But I went to one guy took a selfie and he flipped the camera on 0.5.
No,
Oh.
that the Gen Z is doing that nowadays.
Yeah.
They started doing that.
Yeah,
There's
I tried
another
that,
thing
but I
where
put-
you take the picture like this.
Oh, then you look taller.
Then bro,
You're-
ये
Oh,
ऐसे
that's
लोगों
very
को
good.
है.
That's a great hack.
This is old
Upside down
school.
camera is an epic hack. Yeah.
Yeah, and the
वो
pictures
कैसा होता है?
actually look better. Pictures actually look better.
But what looks better? Your legs look better.
No,
What does it
अरे
do?
नहीं, बस उसका framing ज्यादा better हो जाता है, कुछ तो है, पता नहीं. I'm not going deep
ठाकुर ने
into it.
कोई
I see a
research करी है
fact, I
नहीं.
just follow it.
Because you're normally
Listen, one
tilting
second,
the
Thakur.
camera down.
Thakur,
You barely get to tilt the
no,
camera.
इससे आपकी
no.
शादी ठीक हो
This-
जाएगी, आपकी बीमारियां चली जाएंगी. ये लीजिए. उल्टा मुंह.
This is exactly how hoaxes start.
Yeah,
Thakur,
bro.
Thakur,
Yeah.
if this was a thing, you think
एक
the
minute.
engineers at Apple wouldn't put the camera down?
मैं
Down,
तेरे को
bro.
बताता हूँ.
Okay,
मैं तेरे को
on
बताता
the
हूँ.
topic of hoaxes, I think we
Hoaxes.
should do the opening credits.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Internet Set. So, a show where we take random instant products or facts, such as personal stories, and we talk about it. And today we have Cyrus with us. In case you missed the first 9.5 minutes of this podcast, Cyrus, once again, thank you for joining.
If you're still here,
If you're still here.
question your life.
No, I'll tell you. I'll tell you why. Because एक तो Diwali तो हुआ बहुत, but there has been one news that has been doing crazy rounds since the middle of October, and that has been these bomb hoaxes on planes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
पहले you would hear one, two, because it happens every year. It happens, right? Some idiot wants attention, calls up, but this time around, it's been a staggering 510
In like 3
calls
weeks.
to 4 airlines in a 2 to 3 week window.
Yeah.
Are
Okay,
you that's
like,
nuts.
that is insane. Okay, so पहले first it was funny कि अरे not funny, first it was serious, then like after a point you're like, wait, imagine the security agencies who don't know which one to pay attention because they have to follow that full drill for
Each one.
each and every plane.
Dude, yeah.
And it's a hectic one. You have to take the plane to an isolation area. All the passengers have to be evacuated. Then bomb squad और सब जाके करता है. बहुत लंबा. It costs them a lot of man hours and also money.
Lots of money.
I'm saying over 100 and something crores, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
लोग भी
because
तो कांपते
apparently
हैं कि
like
मैं
in
नहीं जाऊंगा.
Singapore Airlines had to scramble their jets for an Air India flight. So they had to scramble to every time jets are mobilized, that's already like $50,000 or like $100,000 gone because
बस
it's like
crore जला रहा है.
yeah. हाँ.
Wait. But did they find out who's making these calls? Because like in the
Yes.
90s, one drunk uncle
I
said,
think
"मैं bomb लगाऊंगा."
Varun has
No, I'll tell you the funniest thing in this whole thing, Cyrus. And I can't believe we are doing a topic on hoaxes, and this is how hoaxes spread, right? Misinformation spreads. So when we decided to do this topic, Kautuk and I were talking about the plane hoaxes that were happening. So I remember having a conversation with Kautuk where he told me that these hoaxes were done by this ex-writer who wasn't getting too much work nowadays. Then he spread this, got in touch with the PMO, said, "Listen, I'm an expert in dealing with terrorists who do hoaxes and also take me on as an advisor." Then when they found out, turns out that he was the guy who had also done it. Now I heard this, I said, "Fuck, that's nuts, right?" We are doing this topic. I've gone to Nikita and I've told her, I said, "Babe, you know who's been doing these bomb hoaxes?" She's like, "Who?" I said, "Kautuk told me." So immediately her ears stand up because Kautuk has said the story. Okay? And everybody believes that whatever Kautuk says is true because he has that conviction with which he says it.
Yeah.
I have taken that
Face,
conviction,
face.
given it, paid it forward. और मैंने
Right.
पूरा स्टोरी बताया. फिर अभी हम लोग पॉडकास्ट पे बैठे. शुरू करने के पहले आज कौतुक ऐसे, "ब्रो, वो आदमी का नाम क्या था जो तूने बोला जिसने ये बॉम्ब होक्सेस किए?" ही इज लाइक, "मैंने कभी बोला."
I have literally not had this conversation with him.
You imagined this conversation?
Oh,
Why would I
no.
imagine this
समय आ गया,
conversation?
bro.
Because
There is
in
wonderful
order to
stuff out there
legitimize
for
it, I
people.
think he just took. Sorry, what?
Nothing, bro. Cut me. I was just,
In
I was just
order
concerned.
In order to legitimize it, I think he just used Kautuk. I think I have also done this a lot with Kautuk. No.
No,
the
I'm
other
not
one
trying to
Kautuk
legitimize
told.
anything.
This is crazy.
But
No,
you
but
know, it must
बोला.
have been, it's now you can still like Google and fact check shit. पहले तो सारे अंकल यही करते थे कि
हाँ,
सांप वाले
बोर हो
बाबा आ
गए,
गए
कर दो.
हैं. हाँ, दिल्ली में हुआ था monkey man as a kid when I was a kid.
Yeah.
सब
Oh,
लोग,
yeah.
It was huge.
it was massive, bro, and everyone was
You
so
made an
mean.
entire movie about it.
Exactly, bro. But then it was so stupid.
But
because
what was it like at that time in Delhi when this was happening? The monkey man stuff?
I was like a kid. I was super excited, but I was like, "Bandar आएगा, मजे आएंगे." But it was it how things spread. Like my left wale uncle who lived in GK2, he said, "खाली बंदर खाली खूबसूरत लोगों को अटैक करता है." तो लोग अपने बाल, सच बता रहा हूँ, ऐसे झाड़ के चल रहे थे कप आते हुए कि मतलब मैं.
Wow.
And the vanity of people, bro, because the ugliest people I've met said कि नहीं, मेरा टाइम आ गया है, बंदर मेरे पीछे होगा. मैं तो बचपन से इतना खूबसूरत हूँ, मेरी ब्राउन आईने से है, ये वो भैंस की पूंछ. कोई नहीं आया, बंदर नहीं आया, but एक lady apparently said that it tried to have a sexy time with her.
Oh,
Really?
no.
Yeah, which turned out to be just her hairy neighbor. It was a bit embarrassing. You know?
But I remember this, bro. I remember
Jesus.
like because Mumbai Mirror and this one was constantly obviously reporting on this, and it becomes that thing
काला
where
बंदर.
Kala Bandar, and a part of it wants for it to be true, right? So
Of course.
कुछ नया
Bro,
होगा, कुछ अलग होगा.
काला बंदर घूम रहा है, मार रहा है लोगों को.
तो पब्लिक तो बोलते हैं येटी छोड़ दिया, हिमालय अभी दिल्ली आ गया.
Correct.
इतने साल से नहीं आया.
कॉल सेंटर में काम कर रहा है अभी.
Snow has melted. कह रहा बहुत हो गया भाई, मैं शेव वेव करके पहुंचा.
No, येटी ले जीके में नया मॉल खुला है, मुझे देखना है.
But there were so many hoaxes, man, and there was a certain level of लोगों की लाइफ भी बोरिंग है ना, तो फैल जाती हैं अफवाहें, और फिर यहाँ से वहां सब बड़ा होते रहता है, तो बड़ा रंगीन था. But no news on the hoaxes.
You know, the few reports that I read don't attribute it to one specific person, as in the story that Kautuk supposedly didn't tell me.
No, so by the way, Thakur, crazily enough, there is a version of this story which is almost what you imagined I told you. Okay, so
Wow.
So there is
Starting again.
I love this article and how it starts. Okay, the article starts with a serial hoax mailer.
Okay. Wow.
ये करता है on a serial basis. Okay, he was detained in Maharashtra's Nagpur. He was from an area called Gondia. Okay, where he has apparently sent 100 emails. He sent them to the PMO. He sent them to top government officials, various flights, trains, and hotels. And this guy basically had sent all of this stuff because he had written a book titled Atankvad Ek Tufani Rakshas. And to draw attention to his book, he decided to do publicity through hoax. So,
Superb.
हाँ, पब्लिक को तो अब तो पता है कि ये बुक है. His name is जगदीश उइके.
Oh,
Full power, bro.
except Jagdish Ulke won't get to enjoy the spoils of it because I'm sure he's in jail because you can't email from hi, this is Jagdish Ulke at gmail.com and send it to
Yeah.
the PMO with 100 bomb threats.
Yeah.
Hope that अभी मेरी बुक पॉपुलर हो जाएगी अब तो मैं मजे करूंगा चल जेल में सारे.
But
So
कभी
that-
कभी कभी लगता है मुझे कि ये हुक्स रह जाए तो अच्छा है. मतलब they shouldn't be like figure out. Like as a kid I was obsessed with like the Loch Ness monster. Do you remember the Loch Ness
yeah,
monster?
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
बाद में पता चला that the most popular photograph ever clicked was a guy's submarine, little submarine. उसकी इसने black and white photo खींची थी. वो ऐसे ऊपर नीचे जा रही थी and it looked like the neck of the Loch Ness monster. करोड़ों लोग वहां जा रहे हैं, ढूंढ रहे हैं. कुछ
Bro,
दिख
this
गया,
is
कुछ दिख
same.
गया.
You remember that one picture of the Yeti that's always seen कि वो ऐसे चलते हुए ना उसने ऐसे पीछे देखा एक बार कि
Yeah,
अरे
yeah.
एक बार तुझे
Yeah, and he looks like me after Diwali party. Like his hair is parked and he's tired. You know,
Bro,
like-
he's literally just walking. Somebody's like, "Yeah, Yeti." अरे बहन
Yeah.
चोद पीछे आ गए यार क्या है?
Yeah,
क्या है
yeah.
बे?
But look at the image if you can pop it up because he's not a happy Yeti. He's exhausted. Like वो
Yeah,
मतलब
yeah.
bills और बच्चे और पिताजी आप तो कह रहे थे आप एरोप्लेन लेके आएंगे और वैसा है वो थक चुका है अपनी जिंदगी से. Like the baby Yetis have finished him. You know, he never really got his full potential out in life.
But you know, there was so continuing with these India में जो bomb threats हुए flights पे, it was supposed to be some one guy who did it to get out of paying his friend.
What do you mean? Explain.
So guy owed money to another dude. तो उसने
हाँ.
इसके नाम पे बॉम्ब थ्रेट होक्स एक किया फ्लाइट पे so that the police would come and arrest this guy except he is doing it himself. So कुछ
Oh,
हुआ
shit.
but he was trying to फंसाओ the other guy so that he gets off paying him the money that he owed him.
ये हो रहा है यार.
This, so by the
It's not
way,
530, 510, 510 hoax calls done by one person. There are multiple
people. So
सब बहती
amongst-
गंगा में हाथ धो रहे सब वैसा
amongst this, the revenge plot is very popular. So there was one guy, it had recently come in Times of India. There was one guy who basically called in a bomb threat. Okay. And here's what he said. Okay. He calls up the airport and he says, there's one 60-year-old woman. This is her name. She has a bomb. She's a human bomb.
He's a human bomb.
हाँ मतलब like हाँ she's a हाँ.
Now she is arrested. She's hauled off the plane, all of that. They looked into it. And then she says, look, I'm not a human bomb. I'm just a 60-year-old lady. Okay, but I suspect my nephew has called you. क्योंकि मेरा और उसका एक property dispute चल रहा है. So because of a property dispute, he has called the
What a
cops and
guy,
said
bro.
bomb.
But I
What an
never
asshole.
understand these dumb callers
Yeah.
who call and give some other person's name. What do they think is going to happen? Because it's going to all shatter, right? The lie is going to come out in no time.
Exactly.
And you are going to go to jail.
Dumbass.
I
man.
think the risk to reward of getting your auntie in jail, I think for him is very high.
I think it's just people have watched too much of like movies like Singham, etc. Where मैं एक फोन घुमाऊंगा और एक आदमी एक पुलिस वर्दी में उठा के लेके
Slow
जाएगा.
motion में आएगा चलती गाड़ी से. By the way, किसने देखा क्या सिंघम 3?
नहीं.
Not yet.
It's a big hoax.
नहीं.
They said it's a good movie. So
That's the hoax.
it's a hoax. 3.5 मिनट का ट्रेलर था ब्रो. अगर तू वो ट्रेलर देखेगा ना,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
you watch the movie.
You've seen it all. Yeah.
So and we are this generation, right? तो अभी तुम्हें को 3.5 घंटे मिनट का ट्रेलर दिखा के उसमें सब बता देगा तो जाके क्या देखो थिएटर में.
कुछ नहीं.
So also apparently there's a cameo by
Yeah.
by Bhai.
There is. Bye bye.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So
should
now
have said that.
there's a cop universe. अच्छा हाँ, because apparently they're trying to do Singham. The cop universe meets the spy universe at some point.
Oh,
Wow. There's also in Stree, I saw like the werewolf also came and all.
Yeah,
Everything is
उसमें
a
भी है.
universe now.
Everything's it's a group.
Nothing can stand alone
Yeah,
at
yeah,
this point.
Yeah.
You know, at this
No.
point, I feel like Karan Johar sometimes thinks about it and goes like, I think I messed up with Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum. That should have been 6
Yeah.
separate movies
Yeah.
culminating in one.
And they all come to save the day.
Epic. Yeah, that scene. Imagine 6 movies later when Jaya Bachchan meets Shah Rukh Khan. What
Yeah.
would that be?
Old
That
movies
would
also
be the
should have a
Iron Man
reboot.
Yeah.
snap moment.
Yeah.
Totally, man. Remember Khoon Bhari Maang, the alligator,
Yes.
Rekha, and Kabir Bedi in one film again. Like
Hmm.
with the alligator changes his mind this time. He's like, no, I'm sorry about what I did.
Alligator is the best plastic surgeon.
Yeah.
अभी देख तेरी बीवी, अरे I love you.
But talking
Oh,
about
God.
hoaxes as a kid, I remember there was one major hoax that happened, which was that old elderly people would get a thing in the mail saying कि congratulations, आपने मूवी टिकट्स जीती हैं. ओ ये
हाँ.
देख, ये वॉकिंग वाला पिक्चर यही तो है.
हाँ, ये.
हाँ. अब लग रहा है मोटा डालडा वाला अंकल कोई घूम रहा है
It
टोपी पहन
just
के
looks
विंटर
like
में.
my neighbor. It's
Yeah.
just my neighbor in the morning going for his walk.
Yeah.
बस एक बरमूडा की कमी है.
करेक्ट. वो कितनी गंदी फोटो खींची है. चिढ़ गया होगा.
But Cyrus, you're right, huh? This is a midlife crisis.
I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah.
It is. So, in Delhi, what used to happen was that these couples used to be like told that you have 2 tickets to a movie and you have to finish it by, say, the end of the week. So these
End of the
couples,
week.
like say Monday
You
को
have to
दिया तो Friday
watch it.
तक
अच्छा,
applicable है.
not like you can go watch 20 minutes.
हाँ, कि मतलब टुकड़ों में आप जाके देखें. So these
हाँ.
couples would go. This is in the 90s, huh? And the couples would go for a movie, and then these guys would break into their house and steal everything. So
Oh,
it became a
Oh,
big
shit.
thing, bro. And I won that same week. I won 2 movie tickets from Target, and my family became so dramatic. They're like, नहीं कहीं नहीं जा सकते हम. मैंने कहा तुम लोगों को तो बुलाया नहीं है. तुम लोग तो जीते भी नहीं हो. मैं अकेले जा रहा हूँ. And we had nothing to steal. So like I'm like, what a lame house it will be, because क्या है, पर्दे हैं और क्या है. एक प्रेशर कुकर लेके कहीं चले जाएगा. But they made me miss the movie. But this was a huge thing in Delhi.
do you
Yeah.
remember which movie it was that you missed?
They
No,
must have
you
sent
could
you for a long
choose-
one, ना.
Oh, you could
हम
choose.
आपके हैं कौन? 4 घंटे की मूवी है.
ओ हाँ, घर पे लेट के चिल करके. ये भी तो होते रहते हैं ना कि लोग आते थे घर पे लेट लूट के पकौड़े बना के घर चले जाते थे.
Yeah.
Like, people used to break into your house.
नहीं, अभी भी चल रहा है ये. दिल्ली में किसी ने
नहीं,
किया.
अभी
robbers
चल
came
रहा है.
in,
Literally, पकोड़ा
they
gang
robbed,
is going on.
फिर पकोड़े भी बनाए, खाया और फिर गए. तो ऐसे चिल
No,
वाला
I
है,
think they leave
खाना
the
खा के
pakoras
चोरी
for the
करके
cops, na? I thought the whole thing is like the moniker is like, आओ पुलिस वाले आओ पकोड़े खाओ.
This is our signature.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought they ate it.
No. They never ate it. But there was
बैठ के पकोड़े. And
Why
how is
would
the
they
police
have such-
investigating? It's just ACP Pradhiman going, यहाँ पे किसी ने पकोड़े खाए हैं. And
हाँ.
it's just, it could be the people in the house, na?
No,
No,
there's
but-
a kink, bro. It's a kink, like breaking into
Yeah.
people's
But what a
houses and lie on their bed.
complicated signature to have. Like it takes time. तो पहले तेल गरम करेगा, मैदा लेगा,
हाँ,
बेसन
yeah.
लेगा, आलू काटेगा,
हाँ,
Yeah.
काटेगा.
And
सीधे
then you have
उसमें
to
भी
decide.
45 मिनट चलेगा.
हाँ.
Full
कि
फालतू
अनियन
hoax
का
है.
बनाने का है कि अभी इसका बनाना है.
You think like they designate one of the guys कि तू चोरी मत कर, तू बस पकोड़े बना.
This guy just showing up everywhere cutting प्याज and
100%.
आलू.
I think इसका
100%.
सपना था, उसको बनाने थे पकोड़े लाइफ में, but then after that,
तीन
life
चोर,
took him
एक
somewhere
chef.
else.
Let's go.
यही तो होता है और क्या होता है, bro.
हाँ.
But some are very successful. People have made like millions on these hoaxes and
Yeah.
different calls and stuff like that. But
By the way,
होते हैं.
I'll tell you about this one hoax. It's called the Pilled Down Man. Okay, so this
Okay.
is early 1912 के आसपास, right after Darwin has published his book Origin of Species.
Right.
So at वो time, all the geologists, archaeologists, ये logists, वो logists, everybody is trying to find that missing link that solidifies the evolution of man from ape to man. वैसे तो one young guy, his name is Charles Dawson. ठीक है, वो एक करंट, he finds this skull in a place called Piltdown in England. Okay. Now this skull has the head of a human and the jaw of an ape. So he immediately
some people.
pushes out.
I know some people roaming around like that.
So he publishes saying, भाई मेरे को मिल गया, and लोग आके चेक करते हैं. obviously there's some people who believe, but there's a whole load of skeptics also saying that नहीं ये चूतिया बना रहा है, ये सच नहीं है. फिर ये 2 साल तक चलता है. Then they find the second skull, similar again. Okay, so then that legitimizes the first one, right? कि अबे 2 मिल गए मतलब पहले वाला सच ही होगा. उस पे उन लोग वो अपना डेटिंग वेटिंग जो करते हैं ना, बोन डेटिंग, कार्बन डेटिंग, whatever they do. And then they realize that it's like 100,000 years old, which is nearly not as old as it should be. So then they're like, एक मिनट ये क्या है? Plus whoever has done this, because they do further tests to realize that there was thorium or something used on it. I don't know exactly, but that makes it look older than it's supposed to be. Iron and chromite, sorry, not thorium, iron and chromite was used. So then they debunk it because in 1952, they found other skulls across Africa, China, different parts of Asia, which was the actual missing link, which is the head of the ape and the jaw of the human. और उस पे जब भी तू सब चेक किया ना, turns out it's correct, and that's the thing that we follow in science nowadays. So they debunked the earlier pilled down man ka skull. Okay, so now they're trying to by the way, the perpetrator is still at large. Right. Because the doubt went to Charles Dawson. Right. But the police had another person of interest. Can you guess who that is?
I'm background score.
And he's a
Edison.
very
Edison.
Very famous.
All conspiracy theories end with Edison behind it.
He's a famous author who's written
Charles Dickens.
Conan Doyle.
Yes,
really?
It was
Yes.
Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
What
he
a
was
guy,
part
bro.
of the survey group, and in one of his books in 1970 something, I don't remember. It was called, I don't know what it was called, but usme he had written this sentence saying that forging bone is as easy as forging a photograph.
By the way, so Arthur Conan Doyle was a huge like spiritualist, like
really,
yeah, huge. Like for a person who was so analytical, skeptical, etc., meaning to create Sherlock Holmes, he was also like he was taken in by a lot of this spiritual stuff. And at the end of his life, he died believing in fairies.
Wow.
That fairies used to come to gardens, and the reason he believed this was because of a photograph.
Oh, the fairy photograph, which became with the two girls, the two girls who said they saw fairies. Dude, I read about this.
Yeah.
And apparently one sister said, "ठीक है, गलती हो गई, it was a cutout." But the other said, "No, it was a fairy."
It was a fairy.
Is this right? Am I right about this?
He apparently, this is, I read recently in a book where, so 7 days after he died, his family have booked a giant hall. Okay. And the reason for that was because apparently, for some reason, they had come to this conclusion that 7 days later, he's going to come back and he's going to say some words to the family. So a lot of people are very curious. Okay. So everyone's packed into the theater. A spiritualist comes on stage and suddenly says, I have a message from Arthur Conan Doyle, and I'm going to tell it to his wife.
Right.
It isn't recorded what she says. But at the end of it, his wife says, yeah, that message had to come from him and only him.
Oh, God.
Way.
Bro, but it could also be possible that he has told a certain spiritualist कि देख मैं जब भी मर गया ना तो वापस आके ये चीज बोलूँ ना
रमेश
वो प्रैंक कर रहा है अभी वो अभी इधर बैठ के नकली स्कल बना रहा है पब्लिक के लिए जस्ट फॉर केक्स तो ये क्यों नहीं कर सकता
बट हो सकता है उसकी ड्यूल लाइफ हो कॉनन डॉयल ने ये डॉक्टर जैकल तो नहीं लिखा था ना नहीं But he could have had a double life, bro. He could have been like, nobody knows what he was doing in the evenings, roaming around.
No, but you know, this hoaxing, especially with photographs, was a big thing. You know, like in the 1800s, there used to be this one guy who was able to forge a picture where वो तेरा photo जब लेगा ना तो तेरा portrait है, लेकिन ऊपर ना तेरे पीछे, it's almost like a spirit-like person is seen. When you see that picture, you'll be like, oh fuck, yeah, that looks like somebody.
Right.
Then he started going around saying that I can communicate with the dead. So taking advantage of people's loss, and you know, anybody who loses anybody thinks that they can see them, meet them, talk to them, latch on to anything. So he would go to people who've just lost family and tell them that I'll help you talk to them through pictures. So they would actually pay him.
But has nobody ever like proven to be really legit in all this?
No, not so far.
No one ever. Dude, I was reading this. Check this out. some lame ones. So like there was in 2002, the
Hmm.
disappearing blonde gene hoax. Viral news story claiming that natural blondes would all be extinct by 2002, attributed to
Jeez.
non-existent WHO study. This led fear among all blondes, some even going brunette. क्या बकते हो मेरा
ये क्या हो रहा है?
हाँ, it apparently and was carried as a fake press release, but was reported as fact by major news outlets, causing fear among blondes. तो ये भी हो रहा है कि अबे ऐसे ऐसे बड़े हैं हिमाचल प्रदेश में हुआ था. It's not a hoax, but there was a lady apparently who posed as a man. She
Huh.
had like a gentle puberty mustache that she kept like a little bit, and she would dress up as a man. And she was apparently so attractive as a man that this guy fell madly in love with her and said, I want to marry you. And they dated for 6 months. And there was no sexual activity at all because she would say, no, I want to keep our energies pure. So then she would get married and then take all the money, beat the guy up. And say मैं sleep walking करती हूँ रात को मुझे मुक्के उक्के मारने का मन करता है मुक्के उक्के 2-3 मारे. And then apparently while this is very complicated, while she was married to this gentleman, while she was married to this girl, what am I saying? She was married to this girl. She cheated on her with another girl.
Oh, wow.
And then finally the other girl, I don't know whether it pulled at her mustache or found some stuff later on her ID or something, which was like some Shalini or something, and 2 marriages destroyed, and this whole relationship was fucking nuts.
Somewhere David Dhawan is sitting and taking notes. कि भाई अगली picture तो यही बनेगी.
100%.
करो.
100%. पर तुम लोग कभी नहीं किसी होक्स के लिए तुम्हें कभी फोन नहीं आया कि तुम 2 करोड़ रुपए जीत गए हो या तुम.
Bro, I'll tell you, it wasn't a hoax.
I keep getting this gaming. We want to give you. We want your channel to be used for gaming promotion ads.
What if that's not a hoax?
It's a guarantee a hoax.
That is like fuck you.
No, there's it actually borders more on prank. Okay, so one of the biggest movies that I did, as you guys all know, Jab Tak Hai Jaan, right?
Nice.
Almost didn't happen for me.
That whole movie was a prank.
Almost.
just to
prank me. अरे बहुत बड़ा रोल है. आओ तो सही 30 दिन का शेड्यूल है. और फिर फाइनल कट में 11 मिनट. Anyway, so I almost didn't do the movie because मैं घर पे बैठा हूँ दोस्तों के साथ. फोन बजा, मैंने फोन उठाया and वो बोले, hi, this is so and so from Yashraj Films. Am I speaking to Varun? मैं बोला, when you are so used to not getting a call like that, any call like that feels like अरे ये तो hoax है. This is 2010, bro. 2010-11. So I said, yeah, this is Varun who's speaking. I'm Tanvi from Yashraj Film. I'm like, no, seriously, who is this? She's like, I am Tanvi from Yashraj Film. I'm like, okay, I'm going to hang up if you don't tell me who this is. Who put you up to it? Some of my friends were at home. तो मैं उन लोगों को जाके बोला, ये भाई तुमने बनाया क्या? कौन कर रहा है? नहीं मैंने तो नहीं किया है. I said, इसने किया है क्या? नहीं उसने नहीं किया. I said, who the fuck is it? And after like 5 minutes of her repeating the same thing, I'm from Yashraj Films, and me not believing it, she said, I'm going to tell you for the last time. And Tanvi from Yashraj Films need to talk to you about a new film. If you're okay to talk, we'll talk now. Otherwise, I'm going to hang up. Then I'm like, नहीं bro, ये serious है. And it was actually her. मैं तो पहले देखे फोन रखने वाला था bro.
ठाकुर देख ये तो मैनिफेस्टेशन कॉज पूरी गलत हो रही है क्योंकि तुम्हें अपने आप में वो बिलीफ नहीं है.
नहीं bro, I felt like this because it was on April 1st when I got the call. वही तो है. मैं थोड़ी पागल जैसे ये कर दो. April 1st पे आया. ऐसे कम ऑन, ये तो बहुत ज्यादा कोइंसिडेंस है. April 1st है, मैंने ऑडिशन दिया हुआ है, यशराज की फिल्म है. ये तो कंफर्म कोई मेरे दोस्त लोग मेरा
ये तो हर्टफुल भी हो सकता है. You must have had a different tone and all, like a rude tone. So
because I'm like, don't play with that यार. ऐसे
that's hurtful shit.
That's hurtful shit. But no,
you didn't fall for the Kerala space rock meal, did you?
What
is this?
Because you told me hoaxes, I was like, let me look at hoaxes. Dude, so apparently this is very sad, but villagers in Kerala claimed a meteorite fell into their field. You don't remember this? 2015 में
ये हुआ है. हाँ.
And local media people reported that it's gives you a lot of prowess. So they started cooking it and eating the meteorite. Yeah. But
Yeah.
sadly, it turned out to be frozen human waste dropped by
Oh,
an
no.
aeroplane. And
Oh.
Oh God.
Shit.
So-
Oh shit.
so the story went viral, and
Literally,
people were
oh,
like, "मुझे भी
shit."
थोड़ा दे दो." And then people were reacting to it also, saying, "हाँ हाँ, मुझ में आ गई है ताकत, मेरी तीसरी आंख खुल गई है." And all that.
This is a meteor wrong. Some of the worst people to do pranks are people who have a lot of power. Okay, because
Okay.
because these are people who, no matter what they say, people believe it. Right?
Hmm.
And
Correct.
so, for example, Stalin
हाँ,
was a guy
Oh God.
who was
He's a-
known to play pranks.
bro.
Okay, and these
Wow.
were terrible. Okay, so this is again a story that has passed down. No one knows if it's absolutely true or not. But here's what the story is. So the story is that Stalin once told his guards, okay, saying, "Ki, listen, no matter what happens, don't enter my room. Okay, no matter what happens, that is my only instruction to you." They said, "Okay, sir." Then Stalin goes inside, shuts the door, waits for a while, and then starts screaming. Okay, to see what will happen. The guards, suspecting that something has gone wrong with Stalin, to protect him, open
Right.
the door.
Right.
Stalin says, "What did I tell you?"
और फिर उड़ा देता है.
वो मार देता है.
मार देता है. Okay.
यार ये तो
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
भयंकर बुरा बकरा है.
Wait. Exactly. This is Bakra, but with consequences. So,
I think Bakra also had some consequences. But
no, I mean, this is like life and death
Yeah.
Bakra.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, now, here's how it backfired on him years later. So, years later, Stalin gets a brain clot. Okay. Falls down. Right. And he's dying. Now, the guards heard the thud.
Why am I laughing?
Okay,
Yeah.
heard the thud. And they said, check kare kya? And then they remembered what had happened last time someone checked on him.
Correct.
And they remembered he has told us, no matter what happens, don't disturb me. So they
Right.
didn't disturb him. So he just lay there, okay, for
In
10
his own-
hours.
In his own. Oh fuck,
10 hours.
dude.
And so when they eventually opened the door, okay, to see कि बहुत
फोड़ दिया. ये साले
Dude.
क्यों नहीं आए अंदर?
no, when they eventually opened the door, they eventually found him laying there in his own stale urine, right? Now he's
Oh,
had the
no.
brain clot. He was alive for
Actually,
3
no,
more
no.
days.
Fuck it. मरने दे bitch.
He was alive for 3 more days. Now, here's the thing.
हाँ.
For those 3 days, his ministers didn't know what to do, whether to be sad or whether to be happy.
Fuck.
So most of them were like, until he dies, I'm going to be sad. One
Right.
guy, okay, called Beria, he was like, fuck it, mar gaya. Buddha is
Good.
out.
हाँ.
Okay, but
नाच रहा था वो.
नाच रहा था. But Buddha woke up.
Oh, sh.
So
Worst
Beria again
luck.
has gone, oh fuck. Sorry, sir. So, Father, I hope you are okay.
नहीं.
But then
Wow.
eventually he did die. And there was a massive power struggle in Russia that followed. But all of it, basically, he could have been alive today had he not been such a prankster.
What a
Wow,
fucking-
bro.
that's
Stalin
amazing,
the
bro.
Stalin the prankster.
Yeah, सही है ये, अच्छा हुआ. बट लोग तो अजीब ही हैं यार ऐसे. तो मैं एक होक्स तो नहीं है, बट मैं एक
Yeah.
घर में गया था बहुत साल पहले पुणे में. वी वेंट टू शूट समथिंग एंड देन द ट्रैफिक गॉट सुपर बैड. सो me and this friend Roy, we said, I know of my friend's father who has a house in Pune. We'll go there. We'll crash at night. I called him up. He said, "Haan, beta, you can come, no problem at all." So we went to his house, bro, and this house was like a bungalow with a little garden. And this guy had an obsession for all kinds of animals that were like dysfunctional. So like a cat which had like say some form of childhood trauma, matlab ek aankh nahi hai, ek tang nahi hai, so just like meow, hopping around. So visually you have to understand, it's late at night, I don't know the guy.
Oh shit.
I swear, bro, he had a dog that had a stutter. So it used to
His
stutter and
Oh shit.
so it was like, what is happening? And then there were like some creatures on the walls also. And then he had a pet lizard that apparently fell and was not recovered fully. तो उसकी पूंछ वापस उगी नहीं. तो पूरा घर ऐसे अतरंगी जानवरों से भरा हुआ था. But he was like a pure nature lover. So we're sitting
हाँ
in the garden and साले हमें मच्छर खाए जा रहे हैं और ये छोटी सी ओडोमॉस निकालता है अपने पॉकेट से और खुद ही लगाया जा रहा है और हम सब कह रहे हैं भाई हम मच्छर काट रहे हैं. So after about 45 minutes we're like fuck this guy is mad, let's get the fuck out of here and walk to back to Bombay. And he says नहीं नहीं रुको. And then one guy comes, one poor like really like shriveled sweet guy says सर मैं इलेक्ट्रिशियन हूँ, आपने बुलाया था. कहता है हाँ बैठो बैठो. एंड वो बंदा ऐसे चौकड़ी मार के ना गार्डन में बैठ गया. वो कह रहे सर मुझे मच्छर काटने हैं थोड़े. कहता तो क्या हो गया, क्या हो गया, मच्छर काटने तो आदमी हो क्या, बच्चे पजामे हो, काटने दो. एंड dude, during the course of the evening we came to realize that he used to call people and make them sit in his garden so the mosquitoes in his garden could eat. So we were all the meal.
Oh,
What a psycho, bro. And he said, what's wrong with
What
it?
an
क्या वो
insane-
मेरे बच्चे नहीं है? थोड़ा खा लिया तो क्या हो गया आपको?
और
we
शाम
read-
के
we
बच्चे
read in
मतलब
paragraph 4.
मलेरिया वाले भाई.
हाँ उसको मैंने होली वाटर मारा, मैं वहां से भागा, but the bow dog was chasing us. But it was a true story. I'm like concising it, but
So
it was
crazy.
super creepy, bro. It was like a Roald Dahl type.
Yeah.
You know, like call people over, get them bitten, so your mosquitoes in your garden can eat.
Shit.
But that's a true animal lover, like purist.
हाँ ये तो देना पड़ेगा. I
Insect
have
lover.
to, yeah.
हाँ,
He's-
Peter salutes. Peter salutes.
He seems to be the kind of guy who would also speak to the mosquitoes before people came.
Yeah.
ये बच्चों
हाँ देखो आज पार्टी है, आज मोटे वाले अंकल आने वाले हैं, चल जाना बच्चों. पापा आ गए पापा.
और उसको नहीं काटते खुद को.
हाँ,
उसको नहीं
उसने
काटते.
अपनी
हाँ
ओडोमॉस
उसको नहीं
लगाई.
काटते क्या?
अच्छा.
अच्छा उसने ओडोमॉस लगाई हुई है. हाँ
हाँ ये है
क्या
ना.
काट लो. मतलब
And he-
उसके उसके इंसेक्ट उसे प्यार नहीं करते भाई फिर.
But he said that people don't like me and I don't like people. I was like, I wonder why.
sure.
He's carefully infecting everybody with malaria, chikungunya, so that he eliminates people.
कैसे लोग
But
हैं
rich
bro?
people have weird bloody like you can, if you're rich enough you can do practically anything that catches your fancy. So apparently rich Russian oligarchs right now are hiring luxury yachts
Okay.
which are heavily armed and they're sailing near Somalia waiting for pirates to try and catch them so that they can start firing at the pirates.
Are you serious?
Oh,
Dude, that's nuts. That's insane.
This is
baiting the pirates.
It's like because international water कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है उसको उड़ा, अरे वो हम पे अटैक कर रहा था, we are doing self defense, but it's a very pristine yacht which looks like this is like they're literally catfishing the pirates.
Like they're like hanging like jewels and shit like that.
Bro, मटके
यहाँ पर
में
पार्टी चल रही है.
मटके में एक घूम गया और घुस गया अंदर. आई एम द कैप्टन नाउ. फिर गए काम से भाई.
हाँ,
But that's the risk ना, वो तो उनके लिए तो next level hunting हो रहा है ना
thrill
ये.
चाहिए ना thrill.
But- और imagine the pirate just going, अरे आज तो बहुत पैसा मिलने वाला है, suddenly bazooka लेके खड़ा है एक Russian आदमी.
हाँ.
So, by the way, Adar, this happened. So,
Huh.
Somalian pirates in the heyday, in the 2010s, Somalian
Huh.
pirates had gotten so brave and so this thing. One of them saw this giant ship. Okay. And they said, "Chalo, आज हमला हो जाए." So सब लोग डिंगी में बैठे, and the dinghy has sped towards this giant ship. Okay, as they begin approaching the ship, they go like, "Hey, this ship looks little out of the ordinary." Right?
It was Godzilla.
No, they still go like, you know what? We're hitting this ship. So they fire on the ship. Turns out the ship was a US destroyer.
Oh no!
Holy shit, bro.
Wow. But
There
bro,
goes that.
Jets are scrambling immediately.
bro, not even jet scramble. They'll have that one thing that will just move like that towards the pipe. Poof, एक डिंगी
Yeah.
पटेश और out.
But इन बेवकूफों को पता नहीं था.
They
अरे वो
mistook
पीछे
it
से
for
देख के ना, पीछे से कभी कभी पता नहीं चलता है, तो suddenly like one thing they shoot at it and then suddenly that
नहीं,
cannon
मैं-
just turns
I-
around slowly.
I don't think the destroyer makes any pretenses about what
Yeah.
it is.
Like,
It's got guns and
Yeah, bro.
tanks and this from every side. It does not look like,
Yeah.
oh, it must be a rich
It was an
person's yacht.
army
Stealth-
vessel.
stealth type destroyer होगा ना, stealth
Yeah.
type होएगा कुछ.
So basically, they
no
have
one's
gone
mistaken one for a picnic spot, bro.
like,
ये
Yeah.
इतना क्यूट जगह लग रही है, पार्क बनाया हुआ है.
15
पानी का.
AK-47 leke, they've just like, hand over everything you've got. And then 40 men.
But यार ये तो है, अजीब चीजें होती रहती हैं दुनिया में, कलेक्ट करते रहो
Dude,
बस.
I found one of these guys who do these hoaxes
Who do these
where
hoaxes?
You found as in like you hired him for some.
no. I found this guy I found a video of this dude, and apparently तो news channel पे जाके negative energy दिखा रहा है. He's finding negative energy in the room.
In the news
And
channel.
I'm gonna show.
So he
हाँ,
just
on the
goes
news
around,
channel.
puts his arm around Arnab. देखिए,
ये
देखिए.
है negative energy.
Negative energy.
It's just, but it's what he's using. Now I'm going to ask you guys. I'm just going to show you what it is, and I need you guys, and I'll keep asking you throughout this podcast. Okay, what happens next? Okay, so I'm just going to show you the image, and then I'll play the video for you guys. And मेरे को बताओ तुम लोग what happens next? Okay, he is finding negative energy using a coconut.
Okay.
What do you think happens? How is the negative energy detected?
The coconut catches fire.
You
Okay.
break open the coconut and it's
It
red.
just cracks open. Okay. Good suggestion.
Fuck.
It doesn't break open only.
Yeah, but मतलब he keeps hitting it and it doesn't break open.
Yeah.
क्या बकवास है.
So
पागल हो गया. What is it?
so
Look at the guy next to him.
so now he's checking the negative energy now.
Ah.
And now the coconut will reveal all.
A mouse comes out of it.
The
What the
coconut
fuck?
stands up. The coconut gets
Oh
an
my
erection.
God.
No way. No way.
Bro, the coca is about to nut.
Hard nut.
Is it levitating?
No,
Yeah,
he's
it's,
pushing
it,
it with
it,
his
it
finger,
stands up.
bro.
It stands up on his hand.
That's hilarious.
If there's negative
And
energy.
But where is it pointing towards the
It's pointing
negative
towards
energy
him,
or
bro.
is
No, it's just
Just-
showing that there is negative energy existent in the room.
Dude, that's fucking lame as fuck. But मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि हम भी एक ऐसी साइड हसल शुरू कर लें. Aura
Yes.
reading, negative energy cleansing.
Did you
It's
guys
just the confidence of public speaking. You should be
Ah.
able to
जाओ
confidently
यार.
say this
Yeah,
with conviction, and you're
yeah.
done.
wait, did you guys see, because this newsroom setting reminded me of it, did you guys see
Ah.
this video where there was a baba of some kind, okay, in some news channel, okay, and he was like, I can cure people, right? So does
Oh.
anyone want to get cured? So in this studio there was a live audience. So one girl said, yeah, I'd like to get cured. So the baba says, क्या हो गया आपको? He says, I'm getting a headache. So baba says, ठीक है, एक second. Literally.
Oh yeah, dude, I love it.
It's so funny.
And she's like, नहीं जा रहा है, नहीं जा रहा है.
Yeah.
He just his technique was to gaslight you into believing कि you don't have a headache.
Yeah.
चला गया. I was saying नहीं गया. नहीं चला गया अभी.
Yeah.
चला गया.
no? But that was the pitch
I
for
love it.
Sandhi Sudha. Sandhi Sudha that used to come on late night TV. उसमें तो था
Dude.
bro एक बूढ़ी माँ जी है set पे. Who is in a wheelchair, right? Then she uses Sandhi Sudha and live on air.
She
right?
walks.
After she has used it, she stands up. She stands up and crowd goes mad. And people are like, you see this? Buy Sandhi Sudha right now. और कोई ऐसे 11:30 बजे रात को hello.
1 second, you know.
बस
So,
यही
so, so here's the thing, now there are people who believe कि miracles are happening at 11:30 on this channel,
Yeah.
and these miracles I can avail of. Plus, these miracles are coming at a discount,
Correct.
Discount.
and they're throwing in 4 bed sheets. Are you kidding?
Yeah. But Thakur ordered Sandhi Sudha.
Huh?
Don't lie, man.
Yeah.
Bro, Sandhi Sudha has given me 3 years of stand-up material. That's what it's given me. But we were talking about newsroom setup, right? I want to talk about one of the most famous hoaxes that most people would know, which is War of the Worlds, right?
Ah, this
War
was
of the
mad.
World. That too, like, think about it, right? 1938, war is looming around the world. People are fully on edge, right? Germany is going ham. Europe is going to do this. Arms production has increased. And in the middle of all of this, one fine morning at 8:12, a broadcast is already going on. People tune in, and the broadcast is about an alien invasion that has taken place, right? A meteor has crashed into New Jersey. Aliens with tentacles have come out. They've killed people. The Coast Guard and the Navy has been wiped out, and people have gone into a frenzy, stocked up guns, begging electricity boards to shut off their lights so that the aliens don't see them. And it's spread like wildfire. Means highway public आ गया है. People have entered church during service and loudly yelled, New York has been wiped out. Our time is over. Itna sab ho raha hai. And much later, people realized that because they tuned in at 8:12, the program began at 8 o'clock with a disclaimer saying that the following program is a work of fiction. Right? All characters, whatever the disclaimer was. Public ने 8 बजे tune in नहीं किया because they were listening to another ventriloquist on another radio station. So they tuned in at 8:12.
Right.
The report is of guys, aliens have come. ये पड़ गई है, गांड लगी है in English.
इंग्लिश में गांड लग गई.
English में गांड लग गई है. My ass has.
What is the yeah.
Has been.
Yeah.
No, so then he had to, A.G. Wells had to come on air and then clarify that.
Shit.
It was
Orson Welles.
Orson Welles. A.G.
Orson
Wells.
Welles.
A.G. Wells के
अबे
book के
A.G.
ऊपर था
Wells
ना.
बे Orson Welles तो बाद में आया था.
Orson Welles did the
It's
broadcast.
the program, but A.G. Wells का
हाँ.
book था ना.
हाँ हाँ
A.G. Wells
हाँ.
का book था.
तो कौन आया बे?
दोनों आ गए.
Somebody was in a well. Apparently.
In the middle of the thing. भाई सब सब झूठे थे. भाई साहब आप कौन है? कहाँ से आए?
मैंने बुक लिखी है, मैं कह रहा हूँ नकली है.
मैं बोल रहा हूँ गांड लगी पड़ी है सब लोग के एलियंस आ रहे हैं एलियंस.
ये भी स्टैलिन वाला पंगा होगा. फिर बाद में आएंगे फिर लोग कहेंगे कुछ नहीं हुआ ऐसे मजाक कर रहे हैं.
This was the guy that Jagdish Ulke took inspiration from.
हाँ. कि
Book
मैं
लिखा है,
A.G.
promote
Wells
करते
बनूंगा.
But you know, bro, some of these things, if they're not solved, like मैं जब ये MTV में बकरा होता था ना, in the initial times we used to do it and then tell the people कि बकरा हो रहा है. As the years pass by, human laziness की तो कोई मतलब वो ही नहीं है ना. ये हरामी साले 1 घंटा बच जाता था ना, बंदा भाग गया. ठीक है ना, तो फिर ठीक है. उसको भी एक लाइफ लॉन्ग कहानी मिल गई है. तो ये रात को कोई मतलब they used to dress up this girl like with demon eyes and a white sari and a candle.
Dude, that was so funny.
It was fucking scary also, bro. It was funny because you're watching it, but imagine. So they used to go and she would just like come and attack one poor security guard or some uncle sitting alone.
At the office.
No, alone at night on the roads.
On the
Yeah.
road.
She was fucking headless, just walking around. And then these guys would have a nervous breakdown and run. But I started noticing over time, they stopped trying to catch them. To tell them that.
Dude, my favorite one was
this
when
guy
she
is-
entered a rickshaw and went, Shamshan le chalo. And
Oh,
rickshaw.
And the side guy, he used to just keep looking left and right, bro.
Bro, also good old days, right? Where you could do a lot of these things and hide it in mystery.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
and it was also easy. Now, because there's so much awareness, so Cyrus, Kautuk and I did a prank show. Okay, it's on the channel. It's called Very Pretty Amazing Game Show.
Wow.
It's a show hosted by Vicky Malhotra. ठीक है?
Wow.
उस पे there is 2 contestants. They always face off, and if you win, you win. Now the entire show was a prank show. It was a fake show, written by myself and Kautuk, starring along with me, KV Kumar Varun. He was the constant second contestant, and one contestant who thinks he's actually in a game show, but he is not, would come in and he would put them in the weirdest of situations.
Fuck, you're horrible. Bro.
Okay, कि यार अभी तो तेरे को मालूम पड़ जाएगा ना. नहीं, तो हम लोग ने एक किया है, bro. I'm very proud of this one prank. Kautuk and I created a fake country
Okay.
called Dumarus.
Okay.
और Dumarus में हमारे सबसे बड़े ऑडियंस है. Biggest demographic is from Dumarus. And it is the Dumarus National Day. So in honor of the Dumarus National Day, we are now celebrating by doing this game show, which has this one contestant, KV, and me as the host. हम लोग ने किमोनो पहनाया है बोल के कि it's the national outfit of Dumarus. तो वो भी
It was a kimono and a cap.
Shit, yaar, I have to see this.
Bro, I'm telling you, we had to really try hard to hold it together because हम लोग कुछ भी करा रहे हैं, bro. And we have said that Dumarus as a country has horse, is the national animal of Dumarus. So all our questions were horse related.
Shit, this poor guy, man.
Yeah.
And we have created the fake national anthem of Dumarus,
Sung by.
sung by Aadar Malik.
Yes.
Oh,
I remember this now.
और उसमें हम सब लोग खड़े रह के दिल पे हाथ रख के Dumarus का we are singing the national anthem. This guy is also fully Dumarus. Then we've asked him questions and done it in a way where no matter what he says, answer's correct. So then we start telling him, shit, you know a lot about Dumal Russia. He's like, yeah, I've done some studying.
Horrible, bro. This is for life
Bro,
now. This guy, हाँ
Bro,
यही
and
तो पंगा है.
हाँ तो हम लोग ने
अरे,
ये किया
हाँ.
पांच छह एपिसोड हम लोग ने बनाए ब्रो एंड
तो
द
और
थिंग
क्यों नहीं बनाए? इतने
नहीं
मजेदार
तो
है.
किया एक बार
मार पड़ी तुम्हें.
once the person finds out
Yeah.
like unlike earlier right say if you prank me on Bakra for example
Right, right.
and I know I'm pranked मैं किसको जाके बताऊं कुछ
Correct.
है नहीं मेरे पास
नहीं, उन
बताने के
दिनों
लिए
क्या हुआ, फैला हुआ था ना, देखता ही नहीं था इतना
देखता,
कोई, मतलब
exactly.
इतना स्प्रेड आउट नहीं था कि मतलब पता चल जाए.
Correct. Now for you to go and like on this, the people who we pranked, when they found out, they came and they also, array, I knew about it from before. They did.
हाँ,
You know,
correct. I'm
it's
not
one of
that
those.
stupid. I only look
Ah,
stupid.
not,
They
I
can
just did it
write
on
back to you,
purpose.
yeah. Yeah.
Huh?
They can
but-
write back to you now. Like
Yeah.
Correct.
I heard
Yeah.
from the people who were pranked.
I was,
That's what I'm saying.
this is me, whatever. But like even Borat, like when Sacha Baron Cohen started doing that, but the new one, which is Who is America, he had to keep changing get-ups because he couldn't stick with one character anymore.
Absolutely.
That's the other thing. He
Absolutely.
had
Yeah.
to. Because it becomes so popular, you know that this guy is doing, which is why, you know, that episode, one of my favorites in that Who is America, Sacha Baron Cohen wala, was he's in an extremely red state.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's 65, 70 plus age वाले पूरा भरा हुआ है बोल के कि new companies coming in, they want to beautify the town and all of that. So they are going to make this presentation for you. So please come so we can get everybody's feedback and then we can lock it. तो भारी रेड स्टेट सब आए ठीक है और बैठे और Sacha Baron Cohen goes up in another getup and he's showing this is the beautiful town or whatever the town is. I don't remember the name of the town. And we have a few ideas on how to beautify it. And they immediately put like a picture of a mosque.
A massive mosque.
No,
And he goes, there are two options. There are two options.
Starts with the smaller one. And all these guys are like, "Arey, how is he saying all of this?" And they're like, sorry, they did a mistake. It's not going to be this. It's going to be this. Bro, it was so funny. It was so funny where people are like, "Ruk bhai, kya bola tune? Wapas bata." Because it's that
Full on.
polarized.
Yeah.
So
But
this is
he's
something
gotten
I
away
wanted
with
to-
murder.
I wanted to ask you this, Cyrus, ki when you were doing Bakra, like the chances of someone getting aggressive are also damn high, right? Like in those like prank situations and things like that.
So the thing was, Broach used to primarily do Bakra, and then I used to come in as either for example, the sidekick or some guy who, when they need an assistant.
Yeah.
So sometimes it would go really off, bro, and it was hilarious, but it was nuts. Like I remember one very weirdly for two reasons. One was basically that we went to a building in in Burley.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you to say that one only.
It was free medical checkup.
हाँ.
एंड वो बड़ा अजीब था ब्रो. तो उसमें क्या था कि बेसिकली कोई बंदा आएगा, उसको ब्रोचा इज द डॉक्टर एंड ही लेट्स हिम ब्रीथ एंड चेक्स हिज वाइटल स्टैट्स एंड ऑल एंड सेज ओ शिट, मेक्स अ कॉल एंड सेज डॉक्टर वी हैव टू immediately operate. And then I come in with a 3.5 foot saw and just place it there. And then he says, आप कपड़े उतारिए और लेट जाइए और कंपाउंडर इंजेक्शन निकालो. And I come in, brother. I come in with a 4 foot injection and he says, वो आप ऐसे ही bend down करिए, वो रन अप लेके आएगा और घुसा देगा इंजेक्शन और फिर ऑपरेशन शुरू हो जाएगा. So now you're expecting some guy to say, चल बहुत निकल यहाँ से, क्या बकवास है. To the two weird reactions was, one was that one guy didn't react at all, bro. So we kept up. He's like, हाँ ठीक है. So he's like, अभी आप ही कौन सा हाथ ज्यादा यूज करता है, राइट लेफ्ट, कौन सा काटे, कहता अभी आप लेफ्ट पे चलो फिर ठीक है. So we are getting flux things. और क्या करें, हथौड़ा लेके आ रहे हैं, मतलब मुक्के मार रहे हैं, ये वो कि वो डर जाए, उसका कोई रिएक्शन नहीं था. He was like, हाँ ठीक है काट दो, क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है. So that was one reaction. But the weirdest one was that Brocha got overexcited and says कि ऑपरेशन इसी वक्त करना पड़ेगा और पट्टी लगा दो and then I get that compounder injection and this guy freaks out and Brocha says अभी टाइम नहीं है फैमिली को फोन करने के लिए, मैं ही तुम्हारा फैमिली है. And in excitement takes a paper cutter and is trying to like get him down. This guy freaks out and says नहीं and runs, but in his nervousness he doesn't run out of the door, he runs into the room where the whole crew is sitting.
Oh.
Right.
Oh,
So he
God.
runs into a room with 11 guys. And he's like, oh, fuck. And they try
इसका
to grab
बेचारा
him.
ट्रूमन
इसकी-
शो हो गया बेचारा.
Exactly. तो इसकी
Oh,
फट
wow.
गई ब्रो, ये छत पे चढ़ गया, इसने कहा मैं कूद लूंगा, मैं ऑपरेशन नहीं करूंगा, ये वो. Then the brocha trying to explain to him and me saying नहीं भाई साहब मजाक था and all that. So that went bad. And then brocha got slapped very badly repeatedly at hair
Oh,
cutting
shit, really?
salons.
Oh, no.
What hair cutting salons? How?
He
What?
used to come.
Oh,
he
I
used to do the
remember this
haircut na
haircut
with those
wala.
big,
His
Haan,
big
hair
scissors.
cutting salon pranks used to be damn good. I remember
Yeah.
one of my favorite ones was he was here only somewhere near my area. One dude has come in and he's like, "अरे आपकी शक्ल बहुत अच्छी है ये वो आपको ऋतिक रोशन से मिलना है क्या?" So you know this is 2000 2001 because Hrithik
Hmm.
Roshan was peak at that
Dude,
time.
he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
You could create pranks, hoaxes, just taking his name and people will believe you because he was that big, right?
yeah, he was huge.
So it was Hrithik, मुझे तुमसे मिलना है. Okay, so he's taken this dude to a photo studio. उसके मुंह के अंदर पता नहीं क्या क्या डाला है, काला कलर का पेस्ट वो, कि आप मुझे कन्विंस करो कि आपको ऋतिक को मिलना है. Dude, it was so random, but that
बहुत mean था यार.
one specific Bakra episode is imprinted in my head because I've seen it a million. I think every time it came on MTV, I saw it.
Yeah, it was very mean.
So funny. But yeah,
And
you
गाना
couldn't-
गाइए, नाचिए और तेज नाचिए. एक बंदे को चक्कर आ रहे हैं क्योंकि वो घूमे ही जा रहा है. ट्वेल करिए, ऋतिक को ट्वेल बड़ा अच्छा आता है.
हाँ.
They just killed them. They just
And
basically.
then he had that गुटखा टाइप में मार ऋतिक मुझे आपसे मिलना है. अरे बराबर बात करो सर, कैसा बात कर रहे हैं, बराबर बात करो.
But ये अगर तुम्हें करती है ना बहुत फटती है. Because when my second day in Bombay, I was 18 and there was no bakra. And Brocha is born on the 7th of August. I'm born on the 6th of August. So the thing
Oh.
was, yeah. So there was no bakra, and bro, I got into a cab heading towards office because I was called there, and the cab driver kept like turning his head and looking at me. So मैंने उस time the other VJ was called Asif. I told him, bro, there's something really weird with this guy's head. He just keeps like flipping his head, and got a long, elaborate, fucked up story short. Suddenly, dude, the car was stopped. 8 guys come out with rods and knives and stuff and says, "Gaadi mein baitho." And Asif, I'm like, "Let's run, you asshole, let's run." Asif's like, "Don't run in Bombay. This is your second day. They'll shoot you if you run." So I'm like, "Holy shit, man! ये कैसा शहर है?" और उन अंडरवर्ल्ड की वो फिल्में आई थी ना, कंपनी यार ये वो. मैंने कहा भाई आज तो हो गया. So they tied us up and they blindfolded me, bro. And through this, Asif was screaming and they kept saying, "आज तुम्हें काटेंगे." And I thought they're going to kill me. The idea was basically that they drive me like that, blindfolded to the MTV office and celebrate my birthday because I was a new kid and I was 18 and blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately, somebody saw this fake kidnapping happening and called the real cops.
Oh
And shit, dude, it was the scariest incident. Matlab, suddenly I hear, "Arey, police aa gayi," and I'm like, yeah, and all. And they smashed the window. They pulled the driver out from the front. And then they slapped me 4 or 5 times for no reason. I'm in a blindfold and they're like,
थप्पड़ इसका भी.
ये कोई काम है? मैंने कहा क्या बकवास है, आपको एविडेंस दिख नहीं रहा, हाथ बंधे हुए हैं, पट्टा पहना हुआ है. What kind of kidnapper is that?
shit.
But it backfired on us so badly that I spent 90% of my birthday in the
In a
police
lockup?
station. No, they
Wow.
went to lock up. They had a case on them for 6 years, bro. Because they called the commissioner and all, bro. They're like, ये तो kidnapping का case है.
Shit, dude.
And I was like, guys, we survived. This is amazing. And everyone was looking depressed because they were like, no, dude, it's a gag and we're
Yes.
screwed. तो ये
इनके पॉकेट में से चूरा निकला और एक हैप्पी बर्थडे का नोट.
बिल्कुल. और मेरी बड़ी फटी थी और आज तक वो वीडियो फुटेज प्ले करते रहते हैं बिकॉज आई हैड सेड कि भाई साहब मेरे पास तो पैसे भी नहीं है, वो गलत साइरस को उठा लिया है. साइरस ओशीदर के पास इतने अच्छे घर हैं, मेरे को जाने तो, मेरा तो पहला दिन है, मैं क्या अभी तो. आई वाज ट्राइंग नेगोशिएटिंग विद सम गाय सेइंग आई थिंक दे लाइक मेरे को मार के क्या मिलेगा आपको सर, मेरे को किडनैप करने कोई उठाएगा भी नहीं. यही बकवास
What a
चल रही थी
story.
ब्रो. They were all kinds of bizarre shit, but you just can't do them like you used to do
Like
them
you
now.
earlier.
So talking about reality shows, okay, so there was this one particular show. This aired in 2005. Okay, this aired on Channel 4 in UK, and the show, I bring it up because It has a connection to Thakur. The show was called Space Cadets.
Yeah, that's the
Arey.
name of my special.
So, and personality. So, so here's what the show was. Okay, they basically, the show was a promise to take contestants to the into space. Okay, but it wouldn't be like full space. It would be like near the Earth's surface. So
Lower
not like
Earth orbit.
lower Earth orbit.
Hmm.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. So, so 12 contestants
It's-
are brought on, and they're told that we're going to be taking you to Russia first. Okay, for a short stint where you're going to have to go through some training because of course तुम लोग space में जा रहे हो. तो इनको डाला plane में and they took them to Russia. Okay, they land in Russia and they're greeted by Russian space, like the space agency. So their people are there. They're in Russia. They've got all these things. They go through training and then they're shot into space. Okay. Now they're in space.
This is way too insane.
Yeah, this is intense.
And they're in space and they see this, like they're told, okay, check this particular porthole. They look out of this porthole and they see Earth. Okay, and they all experience this thing. It's called the overview effect. Okay, which
Yeah.
astronauts feel. Ki suddenly you realize, oh shit, we're all part of this planet. The planet is so small. It's crazy. Like you get perspective on your life, and it's life changing.
Pale blue dot speech play होने लगता है तेरे दिमाग
Pale,
में.
हाँ, full.
Reena, we need to break up.
So now at this point, they're told, okay, now come back to this particular monitor. And they switch on the monitor. And the guy goes like, okay, now you're going to do your first spacewalk. Are you ready? And they're like, no, we're not. But we're like, let's do it. Cool, cool. So they go like, all right, open the hatch. Put your suits on, open the hatch. Let's do your first spacewalk. They've got their suits on. They open the hatch. And they exit onto a sound stage. where there is
There's a
host.
Stanley Kubrick standing there next to a camera.
There's a host and there are family and friends waiting there. Okay,
Shit, bro.
and they find out that this whole show was an elaborate hoax, a £5 million hoax. Okay,
Wow.
where what they had done was they had called these contestants. They didn't tell them what show they were going to be on. They called them saying, "Ki, this is a show called Thrill Seekers. If you're into adventure, if you like, doing new things, come be a part of the show." So they've got these people. They had to carefully profile who they got on, because you would imagine that the people who would fall for this would be idiots. But it wasn't. The people who fell for this were actually intelligent people who were susceptible to space.
Believers, bro.
Yes.
Yeah.
मैं तो
You
जाता
want to
भाई,
go to
confirm.
space, huh?
Now, there was one other interesting thing about this. Okay, they got psychologists on to profile these people. They also asked these people write down one contact. Okay, who you would, in case something goes wrong, who would you want us to talk to? So they've all written down this contact. They've called up the contact and they've said, listen, this is a hoax. Please don't tell this person. But do you think this person should go on the show or not? So it was in the hands of a close family member / friend to send them into space. Right now, the prank was so elaborate. When they said, we're flying you to Russia, they had put them on a plane and flown them around UK for 4 hours.
Shit, bro, that's crazy.
So 4 hours.
4
Just
hours.
4 hours.
And then landed in a abandoned Air Force base in Suffolk. Okay. Now, this Air Force base, they have completely revamped and refitted. They've taken out all the British plug points, etc., put Russian standard plug point switches, boards, everything. They've stocked it with Russian food, Russian cigarettes, Russian condoms, Russian everything. They've got Russian-speaking actors to come in and play the role. They've got
They got a
special
Putin duplicate saying hello.
Yeah.
they've got special people called litter catchers. These people were hired solely to catch any stray litter that would float into the area. So you believe you're in Russia and suddenly a chips ka packet English mein chala gaya, so it would, yeah.
But they thought of everything.
They
This is
thought of
like intense,
everything.
man.
Right?
Wow.
No, but in that, I want to figure out how, when 4 घंटा गोल घुमा रहे हैं, और ये थ्रिल सीकर देख रहे नीचे उसको लंदन आए टावर
नहीं,
ब्रिज
so
सब देखा है।
blacked out plane, saying ki special mission,
हाँ
etc.
It's a special.
Now, here's where it gets that one level crazier. They have hired 3 people, okay, on this thing, who are moles. Okay, one guy was a comedy writer who was put into the crew. Okay, his job was to literally gaslight people, right? To tell them ki whatever you're thinking is wrong. So people would come to him and they would say कि I'm feeling ये कुछ गलत है, क्योंकि जब हम लोग लिफ्ट ऑफ किए तो मेरे को वो जी फोर्स का फीलिंग नहीं आया, etc etc, and he would just be like, no, you don't understand the sophistication of this craft has blah 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 blah. So he would be the one guy to convince everybody else, and the other 2 people were the pilots who were improv artists.
Oh.
So at one point, the hydraulics on the thing didn't work. It didn't take off the way it should have. So people were
For
like,
real,
what
for
the
real.
fuck is, yeah.
Okay.
Meaning in like the fake hydraulics that they were doing,
अच्छा, हाँ, okay.
it didn't work. So these 2 actors have just been ad-libbing, saying ki, all right, we're facing some issues. Aren't we facing issues? Yeah, we're facing issues. And they've just had this conversation to pacify these fuckers. Okay. And then they've basically conned these people. The final piece of the con obviously was showing them the planet. And that was basically a display, right? It was a LED whatever thing. So they had basically seen a video of the Earth, right? But the thing was, the crazy part about this whole thing was this. Even after they were told that this is a prank, even after they were told ki everything that happened to you, you didn't leave the UK. You were literally in the same fucking same country. You were just, everything was an elaborate hoax. Even after knowing this and having the knowledge of this, the psychological experience they had of that overview phenomena, that stayed with them.
Wow.
Rinky still wants to have. Rinky will still have a breakup.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
because the brain thought
crazy.
it all happened, right? For the brain, for the impulse.
Imagine they're watching the footage, they're looking at Earth from space, crying. Ki, wow.
They did cry. They did.
Kitne episode? How many episodes did they squeeze out? Please don't tell me this was one episode.
No,
this is not a one episode show.
That's a good point. I don't know how many episodes, but
I thought initially when you started telling the story, it was like Cyrus's story where it's like, अरे इसको space agency लेके जाएंगे. They're thinking at some point these guys will catch on, but they're like, अच्छा अभी हथौड़ा भी ला दिया, अच्छा अभी spaceship भी लानी पड़ेगी.
हाँ, ये वही है. वो कह रहे नहीं, हम गए थे, हम हैं. Alternate reality में हमारे माँ बाप यहाँ पे भी रहते हैं.
But ये था ना, like a lot of improv artists across the world, and like Impractical Jokers, for example, they all started. We were trying to float a prank show, so remember?
Yeah.
As
Now
long
it's
as you
tough.
have, now it's very tough, bro.
Now it's tough, bro.
You need bhari, like, I don't know, intense makeup. You
need to fuck with people's heads properly.
Yeah, fully.
But listen, that the one prank I wouldn't want is that horror prank in the lift where that little girl comes out. Have you guys seen that video?
That is
scare tactics.
Huh?
Scare tactics.
Where the lift stops working and then the little girl is standing in the corner
Oh,
with the doll.
shit.
You haven't seen this?
It's a fake lift. And what happens is the person enters the lift. सब कुछ होता है. They sign in and everything. There's a proper reception. And then they enter the fake lift and they call this person for an appointment. So this person is coming for it. तो आता है and वो lift में जाता है and then the lift kind of shakes a little and the lights go out and छोटा सा एक panel है, fake panel. उसके पीछे से एक बच्ची आती है with long hair and she's just standing in the corner.
Appears. Boom. Like the ring,
and then
like the ring girl.
Yeah. And then starts screaming bloody murder. And this person has nowhere to go.
Dude, it is nuts.
Wow.
But I genuinely also feel like it's a safety issue for this kid, because if I was in that situation, I would probably swing out. Yeah, I would be like,
I love how Kautak has turned himself into a...
No. Out of fear. Out of naked fear. I would just...
I think he's the guy जो जमीन पर बैठ के लात मारते ना.
Yes,
I probably just start. Yeah.
I'm just like, no.
But I think the child has been told to stay in her corner. And then after the lights go off and the child disappears. There's another one in the elevator where a guy comes in. अभी lift खुलता है. And this is a regular lift. It's just a person coming in. And this guy comes in a full beekeeper suit with boxes that have speakers in them, which have bees buzzing inside it. Okay, and then this guy, he has 3-4 boxes, and midway through he starts losing balance,
Hilarious.
and then he's like, oh shit, and he goes, close your eyes, and the person is closing their eyes and screaming, and he's throwing confetti on the person. So
So
there's
this-
little things that are touching your face, and the people are panicking.
Screaming.
There
Someone's
was
like-
another,
Yeah.
you know, where prank shows have got a new lease of life? Insta
Hmm.
Reels.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
ये बहुत
हाँ.
आते हैं मेरे को अभी. Like, so there was one where and they're always hilarious. So there's one where these two guys are pretending to be construction workers, okay, and they're standing across one small sort of like road slash lane, okay, and this guy's got bricks, right, and there's a car that's passing by. It's obviously a very expensive car, right, and this guy yells to his friend saying, "Bro, catch the bricks." Flings the bricks up, and the bricks land on the car.
Right, but it's styrofoam.
It's
one,
styro-
na?
yeah, it's styrofoam.
That's heart attack shit, bro. It's
Oh,
like the way people
the
react.
guy comes out, he's like, "मेरे गाड़ी को-" and then wait to him, it's fake.
But you
No,
know, it's
some-
also the
some
thing
are
where
crazy.
one is when the prank goes right, it's great, right? Oh, superb. But there's also another subgenre of pranks gone wrong, where
Right.
people
Yeah,
are
yeah, yeah.
actually fabricating a prank that went wrong and how the person who was pranking got beat up. That's another subgenre of its own. I realized when it became the funniest, bro. It happened to me. We were doing this show I was a part of on Vindas called Sid versus Varun. Okay, so in one of the episode was a prank episode. You had to come up with the craziest prank. So I'll tell you my pranks that I done in that episode. I've gone to SNDT College, it's a
Right.
women's college here in Santa Cruz, and I have gone to get a thing signed saying that women should not be allowed education. Their places at home and all of that. Full hard wala aisa. और उधर जाके just to get the reaction, bro, I would have been beaten up. I would have been beaten the fuck up. And I'm shooting 3 pranks in one day. Okay, so I've done this prank, almost gotten beaten up, got great reactions, obviously. Then निकल के आया, फिर लोखंड वाला back road गया. You remember this 100 Japanese men used to be this prank where you're
People
walking
ran
on
at
the
you.
street and 100 Japanese men run at you with swords.
Yeah.
So you just go like you duck or you scream or run away, whatever, but they're running at you. Now we didn't have budget for 100 people, so it's just me. So I put white cream on my face and I've run 2 walkers and joggers on Lokhandwala back road. But this one couple that was walking, I've run towards them. That guy has not flinched. I've come running, he's held me, and in my motion only thrown me.
Oh shit.
Oh,
So I've
fuck.
come running.
MMA फाइटर मिल गया तुझे.
Bro,
Yeah.
कोई अंकल था, नॉर्मल अंकल ऐसे चल रहा है, उसने ऐसे किया है. So I have gone full speed, thrown into a bush और मेरे को इंजरी हो गया. That is the final footage that went up, and it was hilarious because just to see the prank go wrong is also that much funnier.
You know,
Yeah,
Thakur, for this guy, this is not even a story. He's not even mentioned it because he's just
Not.
like, look at his
Yeah.
reaction. It's so normal for him. He's had people running at him for years.
Yeah.
उसके साथ जो उसकी बीवी भी होगी, was like, अरे यार इसने आज फिर से एक और आदमी को झाड़ी में फेंक दिया.
Correct.
अब झाड़ियों में फेंकना बंद करो आदमियों को.
Correct. उसके हर रोज होगा. मुझे तो ये भी बड़ा फनी लगता है. आई थिंक पाकिस्तान में ज्यादा होता है क्या, there's a guy runs up and then he with a banana or something and he puts it really close to someone's mouth and eat it, and then he says, भाई साहब यहाँ पे जगह है क्या यहाँ पे? And that guy's like, hey, you haven't seen it?
Dude, Pakistani prank shows are very funny.
Genius. It's genius. It's like guy quickly comes up to you with a banana and everyone's like, and then he's like, भाई साहब यहाँ पे ये SNDT कॉलेज कहाँ पे है? यहाँ पे है.
It's a great point. I wouldn't know what I would do if someone
Oh,
came.
you open him. Dude, it's just like
Yeah.
you open your mouth. Like your brain
Also
is
shows लोगों को बहुत भूख लगी है भाई.
हाँ, लोग कह रहे ठीक है खा ही लेते हैं, देखते हैं फिर क्या होता है. You know,
There was
I'm still a horror prank lover though. I still love
Yeah?
that shit.
Dude, horror pranks are the best. Dude.
Have you
Some of them,
seen that
there was this
one?
one guy who these people had called a bunch of people for an interview. तो इंटरव्यू के लिए लाए हैं. Now the office has been retrofit in a way that the window is actually a screen,
Right.
but it's just showing the window outside. It looks like it's a window. So the guy is sitting there, वो बात कर रहा है, उसका इंटरव्यू ले रहा है, और उसके पीछे they show a meteor coming in slowly. And this guy is slowly panicking. Ki kya ho raha hai? And the meteor strikes and there's destruction, there's buildings blowing away.
Yeah.
And then the room starts shaking.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they've gone to that extent.
Yeah.
And this guy, they lose it.
And
I
the
think
boss
one woman pushed
the boss
the guy also. Like she pushed
Yeah.
him into the window.
Yeah.
the boss just looks behind, turns back, is like, "Iska leave nahi hai."
It's brilliant, bro. I think someone should really do elaborate, great pranks. There's still potential in India to do mad
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah.
You know
You
who's
know,
the
dude,
biggest
this-
prankster? Ajay Devgan.
Hmm.
I've spent
Yeah.
Ajit.
I've spent my 2000s reading how big a prankster Ajay Devgan is in Bombay Times. ऐसे आज तक कोई that used to be a promotional piece for the movie.
A sub genre you
Hmm.
It's
हाँ,
it's a full thing कि अच्छा ये मूवी कर रहा है तो ये मूवी पे भी क्या बात करें मूवी के बारे में तो अजय देवगन prankster है और
Yeah,
other
yeah,
such.
Dude,
Speaking of
there's this.
Ajay Devgan, Aadar, you were telling us something earlier. There was a
Yeah.
particular ice cream
Oh
that you
yeah,
had found.
dude. So apparently, because the thing is, I've gotten into a space because Kautuk likes weird food combinations, and it has affected my algorithm because I keep sharing random shit with Kautuk. Okay, ha ha
Right.
ha. But now it just shows up. So now I have found a video which is Vimal Cold Stone ice cream.
Fuck, what is that?
So it's Vimal, the pan masala,
Right.
that put on the cold stone slab with milk on it and just made
Oh.
into cold stone.
Oh,
Oh God. That
And somebody has put Ajay Devgan there in a video just smiling, just slowly his teeth, just watching this happen.
dude.
but on the cold stone लोग ऐसा करते होंगे ना.
ऐसा करके पे थूक रहे cold stone.
Yuck, bro. That's
Yuck,
disgusting.
Yuck, man.
There's another game show that I found. Now this is a karaoke game show from Indonesia. Okay, so the person who sings the best, but the thing is, they are always throwing stuff at the contestants to see who can stay on tune the best. Okay, and
While getting hit.
Yeah, no, not while getting hit. Now this girl is singing. This is a normal, and she's singing "Bole Chudiyan, Bole Kangana." Of course, we can't share the audio. But वो गाना गा रही है, and she's doing a good job. And now this is where the distractions come in. It's worms.
Oh.
Now she has to stand
Oh God.
and she has to keep singing in tune.
It's actually sounding like
Ah!
yo, that's horrible,
insane.
bro.
But why is she
Yeah.
standing on it? She cannot stand on it also, right?
No, she
the
has to
idea
go
is to
through the
stand
whole
up.
thing.
Oh, you have to stand
Yeah,
on it.
she has
Le.
to pass through everything.
ठाकुर को लगा
And then the-
choice based है ये game show.
अच्छा वो खुद के जा सकती है.
नहीं मेरे को नहीं करना. Thank you. ठीक है, no problem. No.
You know, someone looked at Saregama and said, "इसमें थोड़ा fear factor डालेंगे तो क्या होगा?"
हाँ, और जज
And
थोड़ी
second
थे.
one is rats.
Oh, shit.
And
और
if
ये
she
बोले
stops
तो-
the song, she finishes. Huh?
Dude, it's insane.
Bro, there was one very insane one on, I think this is a Japanese show where
Of
Of
there
course
were
it is.
there were men who had to sing songs, okay, while
Ah.
they were getting a blowjob or a hand job or something like
Oh
that.
God.
Bro, I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
what
yeah,
you've been
yeah.
watching.
No, they don't have to sing. It's they don't have to come.
What?
No, they have to
For
sing.
real?
They have to sing.
This is a real thing. This is a real thing. The
No
most
way.
bizarre. It's the most bizarre. Like there's a box, so you obviously it's not shown to the viewers. There's a like they're covered from the bottom down,
Yeah,
And-
and they're singing
Yeah.
songs.
and they're singing songs. And at some point, you know when they're not just singing songs.
Right. You figure that out.
When
There's a
when you
falsetto
find
that
out
hits.
there's negative energy in the room.
There's negative energy and the coconuts come up.
It's all making perfect sense, bro.
God.
But Japanese game shows are the weirdest game shows. I hosted two Japanese
Oh,
game shows.
Japanese game shows.
Yeah, one was called Hole in the Wall, bro.
Please
300.
I
tell,
was
please
on
tell.
that show when he hosted.
देख देखो यार.
Hole in
ठाकुर
the
तू
wall.
जीता था क्या? तू जीता था?
नहीं जीता नहीं.
तू दीवार क्रॉस कर
हाँ,
It was so much fun.
What
dude.
was
It was
it? What
too
was the
much
show?
It was a giant fucking 12 or
Oh.
16-foot wall with a shape. And it's speeding at you, and you have to make the shape. If you make the shape, you
Oh.
pass through the wall. Otherwise, it throws you in the swimming.
Got
So
it.
We had a
Wait.
giant swimming pool also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's so
Oh.
crazy that you hosted that show. I was a part of that. My other friend, your very close friend GK, hosted Minute to Win It.
करेक्ट
a part of that.
तू तो लेजेंड है
उधर 2.5 लाख रुपए जीता था मैं.
Oh, क्या
क्या
बात.
बात कर रहा है
Your other close friend Cyrus Brocha hosted another show. It was a prank show. I was a part of that.
bro
Oh shit.
I'm fucking impressed with you man
This is
And
Varun
then-
trying to pay off his college fund.
yeah he's like legit
Thakur, you're a
contestant.
professional contestant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Professional.
Dude, for the first 4
Thakur's
5 years
backstory
of
in every
comedy.
show is wrong, like different.
Yeah.
मैं उल्लासनगर से हूँ मैं अकेले हूँ मैं बम्बई अकेले हैं ये मेरे चाचा जी
all
हैं।
all available on YouTube.
अरे we did that challenge accepted remember also
Which one? Yeah.
उसमें तो
That
दिमाग
was
खराब
Impractical Jokers.
हाँ impractical joke
Oh.
total
That's something that could be done. I don't know why. It's like it's a no-brainer to be able to do something that's that low, like as far as the setup is
How
concerned.
was it low?
India is logistically very
No,
difficult
like
to do
low
everything.
low cost. हाँ, sorry, हाँ.
बहुत मुश्किल है इंडिया में लॉजिस्टिक्स
Yeah.
मैंने रियलाइज किया वो बहुत मुश्किल काम है एक तो ऑडियो में पागल हो जाओगे कहाँ जाओगे मॉल में 5 करोड़ लोग चिल्ला रहे हैं धक्के मार रहे हैं लेकिन इंडिया हैज वेरी वियर्ड रिएक्शन समटाइम्स दे डोंट रिएक्ट टू एनीथिंग इतने थक चुके हैं ना उनकी आत्मा खत्म हो चुकी है लंबे 3 घंटे के ड्राइव के बाद किसी ने धक्का मार दिया क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है लेटर
And there's nothing worse than a good prank which has bad people as a part of it.
dude
Like that
Yeah.
that just takes everything. Like
All
prank
the
going
fun is
wrong
gone.
is different, but some uninteresting, boring fuck shows up, and then you're like,
Yeah.
"Arey,
Yeah,
yaar."
you're
There's
like,
always
yeah,
that now when you're designing, like if you're on the side of designing a prank, there's always the imagined reaction that you have,
yeah
and then it comes across, it meets reality, which is
that's what
always
they do.
Yeah, yeah,
They do
yeah.
every prank like 10 times.
Hmm.
And then they choose the best of
The
because
best reaction.
People are weird.
Of course.
Some people don't react at all. Some people
Bro,
are
talking about people reacting, that show that Cyrus hosted, Cyrus and Sajid Khan were hosts. Okay, it was a prank show,
Hmm.
ultimate prank.
how old were you? You must
prankster
be
ki-
a kid.
College. Yeah. So what I did is my prank was I was on top of a school bus. I had a pipe that was connected to this contraption which had water in it. Pipe went up through my denims, came out of my zip,
Oh.
right? Which I would hold like that and pretend to pee on people.
Oh fuck, that's
From
dark
on
shit.
top of a school bus.
I'm on top of a bus, somebody is walking, suddenly गिरा, उन लोग ऊपर देखते हैं ना, so they see me peeing with my eyes up like that. Like, अरे मैंने देखा नहीं, but मैं ऐसे मुद्दा, bro.
Just the aftermath of a Shankari session.
That's dangerous shit.
The reaction went from people throwing stone. See, many of these, now, by the way, because you're in the industry, you know that lot of times to just make sure you have content, you have some reactions that are also faked.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
100%.
राइट क्योंकि एंड में तेरे को अच्छा कंटेंट चाहिए तो थोड़े लोग कहे कोई गाली दे रहा है ऐसे एक दो फेक वाले डाल देते बट थोड़े रियल वाले भी होते ब्रो रियल वाले ने एक ने पत्थर फेंका था पत्थर जो लगा नहीं बट द वियर्डेस्ट रिएक्शन वाज डूड वॉक्ड आई प्रिटेंडेड टू पी इट फेल ऑन हिम he looked up he saw me with my eyes up like that and he continued walking without anything कि हाँ मेरे पे तो रोज सुसु करता
This is life.
ये
This
है
is life.
ये तो बड़ा फिलोसॉफिकल बंदा है यार एक्सेप्टेंस
Yeah.
बॉस जो है सो है दिस इज लाइफ आगे आगे चलते रहो This
I
guy's
mean,
like
it also says a lot about Mumbai, ना कि
yeah.
Yeah.
नहीं
Wait,
ये
wait.
तो होना ही है
मुंबई में ये होता है हो सकता है
लकी है ये तो लकी हो गया इससे पॉटिंग होती मेरे पे तो ज्यादा लकी होता
अभी मुंबई में ये तो बात है ना इट्स द ग्रेट इक्वलाइजर आप कोई भी हो आपकी जो भी पोजीशन है थप्पड़ तो सबको पड़े
एक बार तो सुसु होनी चाहिए आप पे।
होनी
एक
चाहिए
बार तो someone
Dude, there's a news story in Ghaziabad where there was a domestic help who was defecating in the kitchen utensils and peeing in the utensils and then kneading dough in those
Oh,
same
man,
things.
bro this
Oh,
is I
and
don't
she
want to
got
go
caught.
through Adar's search history bro
Dude, she got caught and she's been so how they found out was पीछे उन लोग ने कैमरा सेटअप किया and to see what is happening and then they saw it and they were like because everybody in the house was constantly sick तो उसने क्या हो रहा है कुछ खाने में प्रॉब्लम होएगी कुछ तो
Nobody at one point said यार ये पराठों से टट्टी की बात नहीं आ रही यार नहीं बिल्कुल नहीं विमला के पराठे ऐसे ही होते हैं और
उसमें
Yuck.
और बटर लगा दो
yuck
Yuck.
dude that's gross
Yuck.
yuck bro how
सही
do
है.
you know
Why?
this horrible
Why?
stuff dude
this is my algorithm is screwed at this point. Acha, there's another like really fun thing. Like, okay, I have started noticing people don't obey traffic rules.
So you started
cops,
noticing now.
Now
Yeah.
that's odd, yeah.
नहीं नहीं ever since I came to London, I've realized India में लोग traffic rules obey नहीं करते ज़्यादा.
And a brand new show, Adar Malik, launches stating the obvious. Oh, if you come here like this, it becomes like that. It's a great
So
idea.
they have to. So cops have to come up with weird ways to make people like. The one thing is not wearing helmet. So this one dude is riding a bike without wearing a helmet. Okay, and he sees a cop car. So now what happens is when you see the cop car, तुम लोग helmet पहनोगे ना immediately. So that's the cop car in the corner here. So now he's putting his helmet on. Okay. And that's the cop car. Now here's the prank. It's a standing.
Oh,
Fab, bro.
Oh.
That's smart. That's ingenious.
That's
bro.
fucking clever.
That is brilliant.
that's
This
the
is
first
scarecrow.
example of a scare cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Totally.
Scare police.
That's brilliant.
Nice.
Dude.
है तेरे पास और कुछ आदत?
I have two things. One is a short story where two boys got arrested for setting, and this is Friends, because Friends do the most insanely stupid pranks. So these guys, इन लोग का दोस्त सो रहा था. So they have now been arrested, these two guys, for setting his pant on fire while he was sleeping.
Oh shit.
It lasted for like 3 seconds. वो सो रहा था, आग जलाई, and वो 3 सेकंड में उठ गया, and by chance he had a blanket immediately. But that guy has filed a case on these two, and both of them are in jail now.
Both of them are in jail. Why is the other guy in jail?
No,
Yeah.
there are two friends who lit the
Oh,
fire, and the third
okay.
friend was sleeping. हाँ, तो उसने इन दोनों को जेल में डाल दिया.
Yeah, at what point do we stop calling this a prank and call it like
Yeah.
arson?
Just
It's
manslaughter.
human arson.
Yeah. Zodiac killer was not a joke.
Yeah.
मैंने मजाक में जला दिया.
और फिर वो हंसे, हाँ नहीं हमें मत मारो, बड़ी हंसी है, बड़े मजे हैं.
But that is true, no? There is an element of meanness in pranks that is just part of the thing, no?
It's devastating to see like
Yeah.
yourself also laughing at someone's misery. Like, and
Yeah.
what gene
Yeah.
is that? What led you to be
Schadenfreude तो चाहिए भाई.
हाँ, है ना?
Dude, it's insane. And then there's one more, which is, this is a legit elaborate, like I have kudos to these friends who managed to do this. These guys took their friend out for a bachelor party before his wedding, okay? And so now they've gotten him super drunk. And post that, they decided to do the prank. What do you think the prank would be? What would be a good bachelor party prank? Get the guy super drunk and then pull a prank on
And
him.
then make him seem like he was in the second half of Hangover.
Yeah.
It's very close. So they did this. उसको बहुत दारू पिलाया to the point where he passed out. अरे यार, एक second.
And then they showed him a cop.
No,
Oh, this is genius.
this
bro.
guy,
This is
they
genius.
took him, put him in a hospital, and told him they got doctors to come in, actors dressed as doctors to come in and tell the guy that he's been in a coma for the last 10 years.
Wow.
And
Terrible.
then they got a child, a 9-year-old child to come in and say that पहले तो उसका दोस्त है with makeup, पूरा उसको बुड्ढा कर दिया दोस्त को, and he's like, I'm sorry man, क्या हो गया? Then they got a 9-year-old
I like how
child
he's
saying
he's
कि
still wearing his backward cap.
Yeah.
फिर 9 साल का बच्चा आता है, बोलता है कि you had gotten your fiance pregnant before you went into the coma. This is your son.
Shit.
Oh,
This is
wow.
brilliant.
But
Beta.
it's
And then they say times have changed and aliens came on Earth. And now they got the nurse is an avatar.
इसकी तो
Hilarious.
फटी होगी.
But-
How did it end? What happened to this guy's brain?
It's fucking insane.
That's nuts. That's hard.
Hello,
man.
Rinky.
इसकी तो फट गई होगी पूरी तरह.
Again, somewhere David Dhawan is sitting and बोल रहा है ये अच्छा स्क्रिप्ट होगा अगला वाला में.
Correct.
अरे
This
किया
is,
मिशन इम्पॉसिबल में किया ना ये.
Which was that movie? Do you guys remember this movie? There was one movie where the plot of the movie was that this guy's mother was in a coma just as the Berlin Wall came down. And the doctor tells him, listen, if your mother finds out that the wall has gone down, she might suffer another attack. So make sure that she never finds out. So the whole movie is about this son trying to convince his mother, bedridden mother, that communist Germany still exists.
Oh
I
shit.
forget the movie. It's a very
Wow.
funny.
No, iska bhi hai. There's another American movie called Wag the Dog,
Oh
which is
yeah.
again
Yeah,
about the
yeah.
same guy who is on his
Oh.
way out. President wants his ratings to go up, so he fabricates, like,
War.
using media, an entire war that is supposedly taking place that America is
Hmm.
a part of.
But
Now he's
Wag the
solving.
Dog is so close to, if you see this
What's
documentary.
happening now?
And no, but see the power of nightmares, guys. It is
Power of
brilliant.
Nightmares.
Yeah, because it goes extensively and talks about the imaginary Cold War that happened between America and Russia, and that it all started with just a rumor, which I think the CIA spread, which is that Russia had nuclear powers,
Nuclear weapon.
nuclear submarines, and see it. And उसमें उसके बाद जब ये अफवाहें फैली, तो I think the president said, अरे भाई दिखाओ मुझे. He called them and said, I want to see photographs of the nuclear submarines. So उनकी फट गई. उन्होंने कहा बे इन्हीं फोटो क्या करें रमेश. Maybe not Ramesh, I'm paraphrasing.
Ramesh.
But so they said that, so they came up with an answer saying that the depth is so low that we cannot even go there to photograph these things, but they're all there. And that was the beginning. And basically it comes from the idea that if you build a common fear among people, then they stop asking too many freaking questions.
Two questions, yeah.
And that's the birth of half the dramas and half the beliefs that we
And I like how
so
Russia
strongly.
decided to live up to this image that was created. उसने एक बनाया, सबने बोला भाई चूतिए अपने नीचे वाली चाहिए एकदम. ठीक है सर, हम बनाते हैं. और फिर 30 साल बाद आई न्यूक्लियर सबमरीन.
करेक्ट. तो बट सोच, ये जरूर देखना, बहुत ही कमाल की कहानी है यार.
Nice.
Dude, it's so easy to put the fear of law and order in people and then just manipulate it. So there was this one guy in Gujarat who has been operating a fake court for 5 years.
Yeah, dude,
Court.
this happened
He
recently.
used to sit as a judge. Yeah,
Yeah.
it just happened.
It just happened.
And for 5 साल से चल रहा है उसका ये.
He sold land. He's given like.
Yeah, he used to primarily deal with land cases. And
Land
then क्या
cases,
बोलता था, चल वरुण और साइरस में लड़ाई हो रही है लैंड केसेस पे, तो बोलेंगे अच्छा now you put this money as a payment for this. तो ये लोग लैंड का जो परसेंटेज है, 10 करोड़ का लैंड है, तो उसमें जो भी
ठाकुर और
परसेंटेज होगा,
साहूकार के
that's
बीच में.
lakhs and lakhs. It's like Thakur versus Saukar.
The most feudal names you could come up with.
ये ले बंदूक.
ये दीवार नहीं टूटेगी साहूकार.
शांत हो जाइए, शांत हो जाइए. दोनों गाना था ये. But people have been, what a guy. I love him.
Dude.
ऐसे तो यार, you know, my a major part of my childhood, like with the doctor I used to go to, about 11 years later, and he was prescribing medication to me, he looked after my family, ye wo. 11 years later we found out that he was never a doctor.
Wow.
And हम सोच रहे पता नहीं क्या क्या अंकल ने दे दिया. वो तो रंगीन टैबलेट्स भी देता था, जेम्स वेम्स खिलाने के लिए. But we went to him, he was a family doctor who was never a doctor apparently. He had a degree.
वो प्लेसिबो पे खेल रहा है भाई.
He was just a hypochondriac.
Crazy.
सारी दवाइयां हैं, क्या चाहिए तुम्हें बताओ.
He's just playing doctor, bro.
Dude. There's another dude. So these are the office scams. There's one dude who skipped work for 6 years, and he kept drawing a salary of $40,000 every
This is
every
this is not
year.
a prank.
And after 6 years, the only way they found out was after they gave him an award for 20 years of service to the company.
कि साला आया ही नहीं है 6 साल से.
यार ये तो legit king है यार.
ये चाहिए, ऐसे वाले जॉब चाहिए भाई.
हाँ
बैठे
bro.
अरे
बैठे
but
छापे.
ये एक और prank is this is a dude who got $122 million from Facebook and Google by just sending them random bills, and they kept paying.
Yeah. Yeah, हमारे साथ क्यों नहीं
Tell me
होता
one
है?
thing. Once you get caught, does he have to give all this back, or he just says, "Okay, I'll go to jail, but I've spent."
So the office guy got caught. So he was drawing a salary for 6 years, $40,000 per year. Okay. Now he had to return 30,000 because that's the most the company was allowed to in their whole thing. MOU.
Take back.
That is the most they could. Yeah, that is the most they could penalize.
$10,000 तो वैसे भी मिल रहे थे. हाँ.
अबे 6 साल से वो 40,000 ले रहा था. ये तो एक बार उसको 30,000 देना पड़ा.
बस.
So 240,000
This
versus
podcast is
giving
spreading the
30,000.
wrong information. People are like, ये अच्छी नौकरी है.
Guys, अगर आप लोग अपने कंपनी के साथ ये कर रहे हो तो हमें भी थोड़ा
Please.
कट दो.
And write it in the comments below.
Write it in the comments.
Mention
क्या
which
कैसे-
company so that we can apply as well.
as well.
Just send
मजेदार.
bills.
Chalo, on that
Chalo,
note, that's the
guys.
end of this episode of the Internet Set. So,
Yeah.
Cyrus, bro, too much fun.
Love
Thank
you,
you so
love
much
you guys,
for
man.
joining us. और तू वापस आएगा क्या? बहुत मजा आया, bro.
मैं
मस्ती
भाई
मस्ती
Yeah.
मैं इधर ही बैठा हूँ, तुम जब बोलो मैं आ जाता हूँ। मैं इधर से ये
He's just
पॉडकास्ट
sitting
खत्म
on
होगा
his
मैं यहीं
headphones.
बैठा हूँगा। हाँ हाँ
Cyrus से
headphone
वैसे
पहन
बंद
के।
कर देता है, फिर जब भी दूसरे ने बोला वापस बोलता है।
This मैं दिवाली के बाद यही ऐसे हाल हो गए मेरे, ये कहाँ गिर जाएगी।
नहीं, but we'll bring you on for more. Thank you for coming this
Dude,
time.
if you're ever doing
Guys, make sure you
conspiracy theories, tell me.
हाँ, yes, conspiracy theories.
Oh, done.
साइरस सामने से बोला कंस्पिरेसी करते हैं और हम दोनों
Let's-
ग्रैंड हैंकॉक फैन है, तो आएंगे हम कंस्पिरेसी थियरीज लेके वेरी वेरी सून. You guys make sure you like, share, subscribe. Tickets to all our shows are below. Merch is below. Go follow Cyrus's Instagram, YouTube page. He stays on Carter Road. Building name is Bhavna and floor is 7th. So you can go follow him in person.
You can go follow him in person.
Anyway, that's the end of this
Yeah.
episode. We'll see you again next week. Until
Thanks.
then, it's goodbye. Take care. Tata. Salamesh.
एक और What Happens Next देखने गए तुम लोगों?
हाँ, चाहिए
Okay,
ना
this
post-credit.
guy, हाँ. Okay, so this guy is basically now there's a dude buying fish. Okay, and he is held up the traffic.
Hmm.
Who do you think the dude is? Like, what kind of car is he driving? He's held up
On
the
a
traffic.
bike. He's on a
Fancy.
bike.
A tank.
Okay. So this guy is held up traffic because he wanted to buy fish. ये बंदा भाग के जा रहा है अपने गाड़ी की तरफ पूरा ट्रैफिक रोक के. He was the
क्या
train driver.
बात कर रहा है ब्रो, क्या बात कर रहा है।
वो ट्रेन रोक के चले मच्छी लेने.
उसको
that's
मच्छी लेने का
amazing.
था.
Wow.
Genius,
That's
brother.
amazing.
When you have to go, you have to
Respect.
go.
Legend.
Only there's that whole thing of this happens only in India or something. Na? It's like India is not for the
Not for beginners.
Classic. Yeah,
Not
India
for
is not
beginners.
for
Dude, India is not for beginners.
You know,
I have
there's
a
people across every station going forward who are just waiting कि यार ये late क्यों हो गया? And this
Dude,
guy is making
ये-
fish fry.
इसकी बीवी ने बोला
If
होगा,
you
बेटे,
like
आ, तो
horror-
बेल्ट से मारूंगा अगर तू नहीं लेके आया मच्छी।
there was a horror video I found. This is, I think, Pakistan का कुछ है, where this guy is driving a ST bus. Just is
What? Oh, this
just
is the horror.
Oh, dude, look at this. It's insane.
Oh God.
Oh, it's a video game.
Oh fuck.
क्या
ये तो
चल रहा है,
psychopath.
dude?
It was real.
Crazy.